fucking
Whoa. Hey guys, oh my god. Craziest thing just happened. But something even crazier is happening right now. We're beginning critical literacy. This is technically the first episode of critical literacy that we're doing.
Right.
If I hit the table too hard, you can hear all the setup that we have going.
It's high tech.
It's pretty fancy today, honestly. I feel like a football producer. Not football producer, what do you call them?
Football producer?
Like the people who are like...
Commentator?
Yeah, the people with the like
Yeah.
little microphones.
The commentator.
Like little microphones. Do you know the things I'm talking about?
Yeah, so like the headset.
No, the ones for the people in the field, like the British ones. So not like the American ones who like have this, but the British ones who have like this thing that they press to their face so that the wind doesn't get in the way of their microphone.
No, I don't.
Wait. Say that again. Say that again. We'll show off our technology.
No, I don't.
But yeah, that's sort of what I was thinking when like you get into it. Oh my god. Cutaway camera. We can actually use this as a today. We've been served by. Fuck, I don't remember the company name.
420.
No, we're fancy today. We went to Oasis Bakery.
Oh, sick.
This is sponsored by Oasis Bakery. Recently
Okay.
denied a friend of mine a job. So, Oasis Bakery, fuck you.
Fuck you. I was about to say, fuck you. Who was
Damn.
it? Did we call out post for Oasis Bakery?
Actually, I think they just didn't show up to the interview. I think they were busy
Then
on
never
the day.
mind. Then never mind.
I don't know, I think I'll leave them in anonymity for today.
Sure.
Leave them hidden in the mists. We've got someone viewing already. Hi, someone. Oh my
Keen.
God. We should.
And it's neither of us, so.
You're right. I haven't today, but I am gonna ping on Discord. We're gonna do a quick Discord ping. But then I've got things to talk to you about after that.
Okay.
I've got a set of things I've been thinking over this week. I was like, okay, how do we improve the format? And I was like, okay, have things to talk about. So I've been holding on to a few different things.
But that's the beauty of critical idiocy.
Oh,
is that
yeah.
we have.
Tangent.
Yeah.
It's the beauty of
We
a
have so
tangent.
much to talk about that we just talk about nothing.
Yeah.
That's what it is. By the way, we should say we are painting. I'm painting a mini today. This is a Garner Sphinx.
Do you want to show it off?
Yeah.
We can go tiny and put the mini big.
So this is the Garner Sphinx. It is, I think, a kind of an underrated monster for D&D. The reason that I'm painting it today is pretty much because I like to challenge myself to do something new every single time I paint. So texture is going to be the name of the game this time. They're going to be trying to paint up these feathers and see where we go from there. And I think you're doing art today. Is that I just knocked it over? It's okay.
That's fine, That's fine. Like, all is fair in love and war. But do you know what I get? I get big play school energy from this shot specifically. Like that close up.
Play school?
Yeah.
I thought you were going to say art attack.
What's that?
You don't know what art attack is?
No, I've never heard of it.
Oh, it's basically like, it's the English version of play school. But they have this really creepy guy that's like, have you got a special friend? And it's a bit fucked up. Art attack's sick though.
Damn, I thought Brazil was the place where you get the creepy cartoon characters. Creepy like Chopin.
Garibaldo.
Like Garibaldo.
Yeah.
We love Garibaldo. Hey Jesso, welcome. Oh my god.
Howdy.
Jesso, do you want to listen to this? We slapped the music in there. We don't think we're going to use it for this one. We think we're going to use it for a character of some kind. But we have put the music in there currently.
I should move my phone.
But look at all these fucking camera angles. Oh my god, we should put some music on just for like in general.
Yeah, just as background. Okay,
Yeah.
What are you feeling?
I don't know. I feel like where's your playlist hidden for all your stream safe music?
It's on a different. It's not Spotify.
Okay.
But I mean, you could probably find like a D&D royalty free one if that's what you're looking for.
Oh, absolutely.
Mine's on Artlist though, so you could try that.
Where is it?
You'd have to log in as me though.
May I, or is that too much?
No, you can, but.
What?
I mean,
You want me to log out?
No, that's okay. Like you can use it.
Okay. Do you wanna walk over here? No one can see you, by the way. No one can see the thing, and then we'll just
good.
slap some music on. Thank you, I appreciate that. And that way we've got a little bit of congruency between all the D&D.
Do you mean consistency?
Consistency. What does congruency mean?
I don't think it means that though.
Is there a person who does late night shows called Gruen?
No.
Huh.
I don't think so. I think that's my login. We'll see. Yes.
Cool.
Right. So these are my basic playlists, but you can have a look and see if you want to mix some things up.
I was gonna slap straight for a D&D. What would you put on if we were in a D&D tavern sort of thing? If we were just sort of
I don't have a tavern playlist on this. I have
an ambient.
Yeah, I mean you can ambient. These are all kind of along those lines. So up to you what you feel like.
Thank you. Oh my god. Yeah, not combat time. It's essentially the only one.
Combat time is so good though.
But
got some nice funky ones.
Would we have to fight?
I mean, yes, but I think I'd win. So.
Well, I don't know. I'm small, lithe, and I do unexpected things. Unexpected is a big deal in a fight, though, innit?
True.
If I just press play, will it just go?
Yeah, sure.
Or do I have to click it, or is it just gonna play this song?
The only thing is, I don't have it set to looping, so.
Hopefully, someone lets us know when it
finishes.
Yeah. It's playing.
Nice.
We're good. Excellent. Yeah. So to begin with today, I think I'm gonna see if the pies are cold enough yet.
Yeah.
We can.
We'll see.
This is Holly's first time having a beef burgundy pie.
Yeah.
And my first time thinking about the difference between beef burgundy and regular beef pies. What is burgundy? Jessa, do you know what burgundy is? It's a little
sauce,
peppery.
I think. Maybe it's the marinade they're getting on.
How are you finding that pepper?
Good.
Oh.
You don't like it?
No, that's almost too intense. My little tongue is ooh, spicy. Uh-huh.
Yeah, they like the colour. So maybe it's how much they cook it. I don't know.
Maybe it's the colour of it. It's beef but burgundy. There's someone who's just way too into colour picking and that sort of thing. I'm Jeff, it doesn't have to be burgundy every time. It does. You don't understand, it's important.
That's their quality control.
Yeah, if it doesn't look like burgundy, quit your job. Leave. Jeff keeps a really intense workplace. He's worse than old Gordon Ramsay. Burgundy is a red wine.
I don't drink, so yeah, that's on you.
Yeah, we'll get to painting in a second. Do you want to talk about what you're painting today? Have you already done that?
Yeah, I said it was a Gyno Sphinx, so I don't know how much I explained, but essentially they're just a sphinx that gives riddles. But yeah, my idea for how I'm going to paint it, if that's what you mean, is that I'm going to try and go tropical bird inspired. So I always think that more colour is usually better for minis. They make them stand out a little bit more against terrain. So I'm going to hopefully go for I'm thinking macaw inspired, so reds, greens, blues. I'm going to think more in terms of putting pinks in there and purples. We kind of mix things up. So I think it's kind of easy to fall into the trap of doing something that's realistic and kind of forget that nature has a lot of different colours itself.
So really you're doing realism, but better realism than people who are trying to do gritty realism.
Yeah, I'm just not a huge fan of... I think people can make things a bit too same colour palette and kind of keep things a little bit too dark, and you can fall into the trap of using a lot of browns as your colour palette, which I think is okay. It's not bad, but I think that it's always good to try new colour combinations too. So yeah, I am an appreciator for lots of really bright colours. I think it's I think it makes for a really eye-catching and interesting mini to paint and to look at.
Do you think could you hold the mini how you'll paint it?
Yeah, probably this way.
Okay. I want to shift that camera just the
I can
tiniest bit across.
try and hold it this way, but yeah, I don't know.
No. It was more the location because it's framed well on here, but when we've got the cam down below,
Yeah.
it wants to be just a little bit further across. Like that, I think. And doubly beneficial. Let me know when you're done with the pies, please. No.
No. Savage.
We'll just put the plates to the side for now. Unless we like never get through the pies, which is a possibility, honestly.
I don't think so. I think we can
You
get
think?
through them.
I think we should eat by text. Okay, I can do that. I think we should eat one at a time. Like while you're eating the pie, I'll have a chat. Because there's this thing that came up. There's this crazy thing, everyone, where there's. So I've been looking at Unearthed Arcana. Unearthed Arcana. Have you come across it before? I presume you have. And they recently did a new set of things about giants. Like a new sort of some subclasses, some feats, some different lore about the place. It was interesting. I think I got some of the. If you look on the Chronicle Stream Instagram page, linked below. I hope. I don't remember how I set up the Badger and Bee page. I think I linked it below. Linked below. There are these little there are these ruins that they've released for giants essentially. So a lot of the giant feats, one of them, but a lot of the focus around giants, like there's a new wizard subclass and a new just sort of feat in general called Rune Caster. They like can store up spells and runes and like set them up as traps and things like that.
I thought you said ruin. I was like,
yeah, and Atlantis. or just like, and do you know what Rune Caster is? That's that banana peel in Mario Kart where you throw it backwards and you
we absolutely ruined someone.
You ruin someone and like they get hit with like 7 shells and just close the game.
Yeah.
But yeah, new Rune Caster class, which I was thinking about for Juniper a little bit, here and there. But yeah, so they came with runes.
Juniper's not a caster though.
Exactly. Well, he's not really anything right now. He's very nothing. Like, for ranger abilities, none so far. I don't even have like a direction for.
You're level 2 though, so.
But like, I don't have a direction of what like it would become.
Well, we can try and homebrew a subclass if you want.
Oh, that would be interesting. That'd be pretty neat. Throw around something.
I haven't homebrewed a subclass, but I didn't see why we couldn't.
That'd be cool.
Give it a shot, and then it'll just be play testing and seeing what works. Because sometimes they can be a bit too overpowered.
Yeah.
But we can work it out and see what's up.
Okay. Because yeah, June's not really anything right now. Like the sort of the main point of a ranger is meant to be like the bow. Like not always, but generally if you're going with basic
so you
ranger.
chose the wrong class.
Maybe. Either that or I haven't thought about it hard enough yet. Because I haven't played ranger
Well, what
before.
class do you think is better for June?
June's whole thing at the moment is how much of like a basic bitch villager he is. Thoughts? That was a face.
I would argue that June is nothing like what you sent me in the backstory anyway, so...
What do you mean?
Well,
Oh.
if you think about it, your original intention for June was that they were just a really nice person, you know? really, really nice. And then when we get into RP, June is very snarky, so...
June is nice in RP when it comes. I agree with you. June definitely became snarkier, but I try to keep it important to make June nice in action, less in word.
Okay.
But you're right. June snarky, but not mean yet. But it'll come, don't worry. I LP long enough, and if Malin's sitting in that room just discussing the trees again while the guard countdown slowly comes towards us, and she's like, "Did you know everything about my childhood?" I was like, Malin, time and a place. We are not in an anime, although we could be. But I'll still say that to Malin. Not an anime, get the show on the road. I just want to get out of this room. Then tell me all about it, you know? You know, maybe June is nice, but just at wit's end with these people.
Maybe. I mean, it's up to you what kind of character.
That's true.
But yeah, I would argue that the backstory changed completely as well. But I'm not going to give you spoilers, huh?
You think it should change?
No, I think you've changed it as, you know, you started playing June.
How so?
Well,
the snarky thing, number one, but...
No, but backstory, not actual characterization, but backstory-wise, I think it's different.
The backstory's still been the same for the most part, as far as I'm aware. Like, I've got that one document.
Me another different document afterwards.
No, that was just the same document.
Oh, right, okay.
It's the same Google Doc link. I was just typed a little bit more on it.
I see. Let's go with... This looks like a decent brush. But yeah, I mean, it's up to you what you want to do. Like, I'm not too fussed. How you want to portray the character, but yeah.
I think the bones of the story is there.
Okay.
Like, I think there's a story there, but you're right. You're not right because you didn't bring this. You are right.
I'm not right. Wow.
You are right, but I didn't bring this up in the same respect, so this doesn't really connect to anything. Okay, let me just say it, and then we can figure out how it connects. Sure. So today's going to be a bunch of spoilers for the backstory.
Okay.
Because we're just going to discuss it all the way through, I think. So, like, there's the giant situation up in the Maiming Peaks, where I had it a second ago. Okay, I'm gonna eat this pie and then it'll come back to me.
Yeah, I'm not too sure what you're trying to say, otherwise I would try and help you out. Do you mean
like, sure, there's a giant situation in the Maiming Peaks. There's a few story points there, but the story points don't really define the character arc. The character arc will come from later, like, reactions to those story beats.
Okay.
It's not like there's not. It could still go in any direction without changing anything that is currently there.
Okay.
Like, the simple fact that there is the black sheep up in the hills that connects with June, and then from there dies to the giants.
So, just so I'm clear here, are we spoiling your backstory?
A little.
Okay.
We haven't written it yet.
Okay.
Is that alright? Or would you like
that's
to
fine. No, like,
play it closer to
it's
chest?
up to you. Like, it just depends on what you would like to do. I wasn't sure how much you would like me to say.
No, go for it. We're open book today.
Okay.
We're open book to edit and bounce ideas backwards and forwards. Like, if you have like a wild idea, but you're like, okay, what if couldn't drink water, always drank from a juice box, was Jesus? I'm down for it. I'm here for it. We can flip the entire story around should it come to it.
I should also clarify, just for anybody who's interested in what I'm doing at the moment. I'm currently doing what's called a base coat. So you might notice that the Sphinx itself is in grayscale. So it's currently white with a bit of black and a bit of grey on there. That is mostly what we call a prime. So you're priming the mini to make sure that the paint sticks to it essentially, but also so that you can see where the highlights, where the shadows are, and kind of work out which colours should go where. And that can be really helpful for your colour selection as well. So say for example the bottom of the wing, let me twist this around so you can see. So the bottom of the wing and underneath will be darker, so it's darker on the prime, which is called a zenithal highlight, which is where you go from white from above.
Can I ask a question?
Yeah.
Do you know what zenithal means?
No, I haven't looked into that. I just know that it refers to when you paint it black first and then you highlight.
That's
from
wild
above.
as shit. That's called zenithal, and that's just a word that
Zenithal
you're like,
highlight,
oh,
yeah.
of course.
Yeah, I just accepted it. I was like, yeah, why not? Seems right. But yeah, essentially that's how you can tell which colours should go where and which places you should put highlight. So generally the top of the mini will be where the light is coming from. So theoretically, if you have a base coat colour of this right here, it's a Citadel colour Screamer Pink. So this is just the bottom colour that I'm going to be using for the underneath of my highlight colours, which could be anything from like, when you step it up to a bright fluorescent pink, this is your base colour. So it's basically, this stage is basically paint by numbers. This is where you decide where you want your colours to go. But yeah, sorry, I thought I should just clarify what I'm doing. So I'm starting with the wing and then going down. So
Nice, sick as. So you mentioned you were doing macaw colours, and are you going to stick with? And I also noticed there is a huge ass. Could you tilt the mini towards the camera?
yeah.
Like crown piece on its head.
Yes.
Have you thought about colours for that? Should you be making it metallic or?
Yeah, I'm thinking I'm going to go with the metallic colour here. I'm trying to decide. I think silver might be the best bet because gold I think can detract from the bright colours that I'm hoping to use on the wings. But yeah, we'll just see as we go. I'm thinking either gold or silver, and then just see what works.
Do you think a macaw in silver chainmail or gold chainmail would be cooler?
I think it kind of depends. Like I don't know.
Just like a basic bitch macaw out in the park, you're like, I want to put some chainmail on this bad boy.
Can't say I think that usually when I look at any birds, but like just imagine a pigeon in chainmail, sick.
That is actually pretty cool. But you serious like no birds?
No, I don't usually think about chainmail in them because
Not
I'm
even-
a sensitive soul and animal fighting makes me sad.
Not even the Guardians of Gahul?
Yo,
Throwback.
that's a throwback. The Guardians of the Cool were sick. They were all owls though, weren't they?
That's a bird, isn't it?
Yes, but I mean they were all owls, not macaws, right?
No, but yeah, you're right.
Okay.
But it is a bird I would think about in chainmail.
Yeah. Well, they were all in like different.
They had hats.
Yeah, they were all in different kinds of gold and silver, weren't they? So I guess it kind of depends. Or was it all gold and I'm just thinking of something completely different?
I think they had the whole spectrum of armor on there.
Nice.
I think they went from leather to like some chains to like.
I didn't bring my bronze with me, but that also could have been an option. I just thought bronze was maybe a bit too OTT, and that's adding in another layer of colour that probably doesn't need to be there. I might go with gold, but we'll see. I guess I'll work that out when I get to it.
Is anyone in the chat, by the way?
I don't know.
If someone is in the chat, could you let me know how the music is? I'm just gonna go look who's in the chat. Oh, excellent, excellent. I know who's here.
Who's here?
No,
No calling out.
not calling out, but like, you've been seen. I see you. I fucking see you. There's no
You've
escaping.
been seen. You've been called out.
How's the music? Can you hear the music? Is it working? Fuck you. Hey. Held a message for region. Aggression. Will not aggression. Allow will post it to chat. Okay, we'll allow this one. Cassie. Add committed term, fuck you. Wow, whoops. Music is vibing? Good. Oh, we're here. Let's... Can I mod you, Cassie? Is that acceptable to you? Tomboy. I'm currently modding you, but if it's not acceptable, you can just be like, go away. Did that work? Oh, you're mod now, and we're gonna do the same for Gesso. I don't know if Gesso is here. But it'll mean you'll be able to send any message, and I won't ban you for it. There we go, you should both be mods now. Yeah, isn't that lovely? But yeah, so some Gentle Unearthed Arcana I was sifting through. I even did a review on it. I felt part of the process.
Nice.
I pretended to. I lied. I genuinely lied for some of it. I pretended to have play tested it so they let me review their content.
Oh my god.
But I thought about it hard.
Why did you lie?
Because I wanted to review
That
it.
immediately invalidates the use of the review system. What's the point then? If people are just going to lie and say, you know, I've play tested this. Works well. What if it actually worked great and then you're like, no,
I didn't say it worked well though.
Yeah, but what if they change it? It actually previously had worked really well.
Hopefully,
And then-
like, you know, the overall... Like, you know how voting matters?
Yes, voting does matter.
No, I agree. But, like, if everyone else votes matter and my one doesn't. So we're hoping on an individualistic evil.
No, the
Like we ruin the system if everyone does it. But if just me does it, then...
But how can you guarantee that other people aren't going to do it as well?
I didn't. No, that's the whole point. That's why it was okay for just me to do it. But if anyone else comes out here saying they lied on the D&D forum, fucking, I'm gonna
No, it's
let
like
them have it.
at that point, if you're lying on a D&D forum, get a life, bro. That's sad.
Sad, but successful.
Was it?
My vote counted. And it wouldn't have before.
Yeah, because you lied to make your vote count. Therefore, the essence of the vote is corrupt.
I got to tell them what I thought about Runecasters though.
And did they respond?
No, they didn't respond.
There you go.
There was, I imagine from the amount of D&D nerds I know, so many people fill out that essay.
So many people fill out what the Unearthed Arcana essay.
Yeah, the little feedback forms they give. I reckon they have tons of people that do it. D&D nerds are like the biggest accounting nerds I've ever... Like, D&D is like filling out forms of the game. That's how you begin.
Are you saying that I'm an accounting nerd?
A little bit.
Why? What strikes me as accounting nerd to you?
Like not accounting as in numbers and stuff, but like, you know, sort of sifting through the files, making sure everything's in order. Like, having like your little binder prepared with all the notes that are... Oh, we gotta flip to page 23, everyone.
Why am I basically Hermione Granger? That's what this is. Hermione Granger was the original accounting nerd.
She would have been excellent at D&D.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah, I've told them that it sucked.
But it sucked. Did you at least give them a nice review?
No, I did. There was a set of things that they wanted reviews on, and I reviewed them all. But the Runecaster I just thought was lame.
This brings me stress.
I can see that actually. But the Runecaster just
Guys, in case you haven't noticed, I am
didn't have very many powers.
I didn't have very many powers? Or you didn't have very many powers?
No, the Runecaster
Oh,
class.
right, okay. No.
It felt like a waste of a level. But there was a druid one which was really cool, where it was all about dinosaurs
Nice.
and like becoming a dinosaur, which is what I predicted for the 7th Jurassic Park movie.
Well, you can... Yeah, I remember you saying, like, it's going to be human testing or whatever.
That's actually what's gonna happen though. Like, no shot. Someone's gonna be like...
But the thing is, Jurassic Park has always been fucked up with its, like, play on eugenics, so... Do you think they'd go that far, though?
On eugenics, really?
Well, it's basically their...
Dinosaur eugenics or like people eugenics? Because I don't remember the people
Well,
eugenics.
No, dinosaur eugenics
Okay.
is essentially what it is. But my theory is that even if you are talking about the fact that there's a difference between genetically modifying
Mm-hmm.
a dinosaur to a person, you're still making a comment on the validity, the success, the acceptability of modifying humans, and that's essentially eugenics, isn't it? So, I don't know.
Is gene modding eugenics?
Well, eugenics is affecting the gene pool so that, like, you're specifically affecting the gene pool so that you see favourable characteristics, no?
Okay. So if I wanted to
assume that's
gene
what
mod
it is.
myself,
Maybe I'm thinking of the wrong thing, but...
no, that's what it is.
Okay.
But I was wondering if it applied to like, if it implied to
Well, that's just my opinion.
affecting the gene pool as like an enlarged thing, or if it could also affect the gene pool on a smaller scale. Like if I just straight up went, I want different genes, swap them out, give me 4 arms.
Oh, forearms.
Give me my
I thought you were
4 arms
gonna do
back. I'm only gonna have an extra set of 4 arms.
I was like, where did they go though?
Like,
did they like extend up?
I keep these ones, but these ones go tilt out into like a 2 thing.
Oh, it's like
So like they've got
Transformers.
2. Yeah. I'll be able to like lay my hands on top of each other.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Genius. Michael Bay, get on it.
Bay, my
Tumblr,
brain,
do your thing.
my
Oh, that's good.
brain is just too powerful for Michael Bay. I don't think he did anything something like that.
Like explosions. How many explosions do you think your brain can think of at one time? Like genuinely. Try and like envision
my
an
brain
explosion.
is always several different trains on a collision course with each other, and my thoughts that come out are just, whichever train crashes first.
To be fair, train collisions. That does
That's
feel
a
very
big
Michael Bay.
explosion,
Yeah. Yeah. How
It's
many
along the same lines.
how many explosions do you think you could think of at one time?
I don't know. I mean,
I think I
isn't there
genuinely
that theory
thought about
that you
it.
only have 1
7 is I think my number.
7?
7.
But what do you classify as an explosion? Do you classify like the chain reaction of explosions to be the same explosion?
No further context. Just how many like it's a very individual process, I think.
Well,
Like, how
I
many
think there's
Do you think you can think
there's
of?
the thought process that you only have one thought at a time.
Okay. Well,
So
yeah, but
theoretically, you could only think up one explosion at a time. No.
no. If I thought up like, oh okay. So you're saying if I set up 8 different bombs at the same time in different locations, which is one more than I can currently do.
Oh fuck. It's okay, guys. We didn't break it.
So you're saying if I think up 8 different bombs at the same time. Okay, let's just stick with 7. That's comfortable for my brain.
Okay.
7 different bombs at the same time go off. At the same, like exact same time. You're saying that's the one explosion happening, but they're like complete different spots on the world.
No, well, if you have a completely different spots on the world, then theoretically, you're thinking. Okay, I think that the power of thinking up an explosion is that it can be. There's infinite possibilities to it. So you could think up that there's an explosion every single centimeter of the Earth at one point, but it doesn't make it true. A, and B, you're only thinking about one particular explosion at a time, even though it's all happening at once.
I disagree.
Okay, why?
Because it's all about groupings. If I think about,
Like, I'm gonna bomb all of Latin America. Is that what you mean? Is that what your thought is?
that feels like you're really putting words into my mouth.
Is that not what you said? Grouping?
So
Grouping
it's all about
explosion?
bombing all of Latin America. There's other places I bomb first.
Okay, what would you bomb first?
Emus. We'll finally win that war. Do Do you know about the Great Emu War?
Yes,
Okay.
but
I was just doing a
I
front reference.
was talking about specific places.
Well,
not
where the
what.
emus
You're
are.
like, so us.
Well, where all the emus are. There's no emus here currently.
But if,
like,
you're
directly where the
gonna be
emus are.
creating an explosion at every single point where an emu is, you're bombing the whole globe.
What?
What about emus
What?
that are in zoos, captive?
Well, no, they're them as well, but...
Yeah, but that's what I mean. So it's not
Okay,
just
so like
not
all
focused-
around the globe, not the whole globe. I thought you were suggesting that emus were everywhere all the time.
everywhere,
inescapable.
everywhere, all at once.
I love that movie about the emus.
Yeah, me too. That's fucking dumb.
Well, okay. But, okay.
Interested to see what the chat thinks. Would you bomb all the emus? Thoughts on emus?
But okay, no, the point I'm making is about grouping.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can only have one thought at a time. But my one thought is about two bodies, sure. But I'm thinking of two bodies as one thought. Like, sure, you can only have one thought at a time, but what is the contents of that thought? You can think of, like, a thought can pertain to multiple things. Because, like, every time, okay, you're like, how are you thinking of one body at a time? Well, actually, I'm thinking about organs in the body, and there's a system of things if you choose to group down on a different
Yeah,
layer.
but then you're changing the thought. Because you're grouping down, you're changing the thought.
But the
If you're
thought is still
thinking about
thinking
the
of the one
body,
thing.
That encompasses everything in the body, but then
Mhm.
you have to shift your focus to thinking about all the organs in the body, so that changes it.
But when you're thinking about the whole body, I think you guys are on a watch list. Yeah. The emu watch list, I'm telling you, they're listening. But even if you're thinking about the whole body as a single grouping, you're still thinking about all the organs inside, even if you're
But
not
how
thinking
would that
about them
apply
individually.
to bombing?
Well, if I think about 8 bombs, that's one thought. 8 bombs are all the organs of this one thought I'm having of this bombing that is my singular thought. And you can just sort of do that with any grouping. You just sort of apply a larger collective term to it, and now it's one thought. So if I wanted to bomb all the emus currently in Latin America, which I think is just the zoo.
I'm gonna say that. Why Latin America? I'm so sorry. I love Latin American culture. So
well, it's just the emus there. We don't.
But what about the collateral damage? Like how
I'm hoping it's
big,
just in the
how
zoo.
big would the bomb be though?
Oh no, very concentrated. Like imagine a magician disappearing, but they actually disappear forever.
Okay.
Like we're not talking like nuking the
So
spot
this
where
is like
the emus
Thanos
are.
snap, but specifically for emus.
Yeah, but probably a bit more gruesome because I don't have the powers
Why
to.
do you hate emus? Discrimination.
It's a war we never won. Yes, let's speak about Latin America for a second because you actually did a little bit of research into that recently. Let's speak about it in 20 seconds, maybe like 40 seconds after you finished that little mouthful. Actually, no, what? Right now. What are your thoughts on it? Yeah? I'll see if I can get a cutaway, get a real nice zoom in on that face. I'll lean backwards. Yeah, what's your thoughts on it?
My thoughts on Latin America. I've been a big fan of Latin American culture for.
Can you just
a
take
real
another
time.
mouthful?
No, I'm not doing that. It's rude to talk with your mouthful.
Really?
Yeah,
Well, I'm
that's
aware
how I
of
was
that.
taught.
I was informed that. Taught implies I listened and learned, I think.
Right.
Yeah, so tell me about it.
Yeah, so I've been a really big fan of Latin American culture for a very long time. I started learning Spanish when I was probably 15 or 16. So just through that, I kind of have grown to be really interested in the region of Latin America and then obviously Spain as well, Mexico. But recently I wrote a research essay for uni about the relationship between the United States and Brazil, which I think it was, it was rushed because I left everything till the last minute, but I think it turned out really well. And yeah, essentially I was looking at how their relationship developed during and after the Cold War. So I was looking at things, my specific take on it was that the relationship between the two is characterized predominantly by colonialism. So I viewed everything about that relationship through the lens of colonialism and how that would have impacted thoughts and feelings and values in the area. So looking at things like how the economy was impacted by colonialist roots.
How so?
I was about to get to that.
Sorry.
That's
I thought
okay.
you were going to the next thing on the list.
No, so how that was impacted by colonialist roots, because if you think about it, the economy under a colonialist empire would have predominantly been, say, the taxes or the wages would have predominantly been focused in things like the slave trade, which would have then gone to the colonizers versus creating what's called an independent economy versus a dependent economy. So, yeah, that was my focus for that one. So, talking about how during the Cold War they were still trying to escape the perception of colonialism.
Currently, do they have an independent or a dependent economy?
It's independent if you're looking at it through a colonialist perspective.
Really?
Technically.
I would have thought from a colonialist perspective it would be... Oh, you mean currently that they're independent?
Yes.
Okay, cool, that makes sense.
What did you think I meant?
I thought you meant from a colonialist perspective as in being sort of functionally colonized. There was a point to be made there, like you could say they've still got ties to a lot of their colonial things
Well, that
that's
was the
difficult
basis
to get
of
rid
that.
of. Yeah.
It was that essentially it's very hard once you've been a colonized state or nation to escape the trappings of having a colonialist perspective applied to you. So most of the time I think that countries that are independent now will often be subject to ridicule, to negative perceptions, those stigmas surrounding their capabilities as an independent economy, and things like that. And yeah, my thoughts about the economy during the Cold War was that if you look at how the United States were attempting to support Brazil, they very much trapped them into like a disingenuous deal. So they had a famine in 1954 in Brazil. Maybe it was 1964. I think it was 1954 in Brazil.
They got real hungry.
That is generally what happens in a famine. There was grain shortages, and the US were one of the only nations to actually supply grain and
Supplies, motherfucker.
to supply grain and to kind of enter into a deal of economic support with Brazil to kind of uplift their economy. But they also stipulated that there had to be an exchange for raw atomic energy materials known as thorium deposits.
Good name.
A lot of the I think it's their sand or maybe their salt or something, like there's salt deposits that had it in there that they used, and Brazil didn't really know much about nuclear capability, so they willingly agreed. But later on that becomes a problem because Brazil is interested in developing their nuclear prowess. So from that sense, they were kind of trapped in that, kind of beholden to the colonizers who stipulated what they should and shouldn't do. And then I kind of went on to talk about the nuclear energy problem, which is often something that people characterize the the Cold War period and after as being central to that debate. And yeah, Brazil got into a little bit of trouble with the US because they grew to be interested in essentially what the US thought they shouldn't be interested in, which was nuclear energy. So I spoke a little bit about how that soured the relationship and kind of put a bit of a, I guess, unfair, I don't know what you say yet. I don't know the exact terms that I use, but essentially it would be unfair to have Brazil in the dark about what they were actually supplying to the US.
Yeah.
In order to receive vital things during their famine that was catastrophic. They also talked a little bit about the Rio Treaty, which kind of it was essentially between a lot of different Latin American states, but the US were also involved. And it was essentially that if you attack one, you attack all of them. So that kind of...
I'm going to grab some water. I'll be back in one sec.
No worries.
Cool.
Keep telling you guys about my very interesting Latin American and I suppose Brazilian United States essay. Oh yeah. Very sorry if this is boring to anybody. You're gonna have to deal with it.
Put up with it.
You're gonna have to deal with it because this is all you got. But yeah, so I talked a little bit about the Rio Treaty and how that actually disseminated an, I suppose, anti-communist sentiment, because that was also something that the US were very concerned about, and kind of Brazil in particular became a vehicle of that. There's a lot of different instances of Brazil actually, like the Brazilian public preferring Kennedy over people like Vargas or I forget his name, Gautreaux I think his name was. So I spoke a little bit about that, but Brazil was very anti-communist, so that's always something that I think people forget about entering into a deal or a relationship with the US during the Cold War, is that the anti-communist sentiment would be an expectation for them to uphold and to possess, but isn't always in the best interest of places like Brazil, who were the only ones to support the US in Latin America in terms of their during the Second World War, and supplying troops and letting the US make like military bases and things like that. Yeah, that was the basis of my essay.
There did come a deep ideological debt with every trade deal the US made.
That's what I think as well.
Like old Vietnam had the same predicament, didn't they?
I think personally that if you look at the Brazilian relationship with the US, now I don't think it's really improved much at all. Like there are some arguments to say that the economic structures Brazil has become more independent and less reliant upon the US to provide them with certain deals and things like that, and that came after they made a nuclear weapons deal with Western Germany that kind of catalyzed a bit of a breakdown of the relationship. But it's more of a neutral relationship now. It's not really positive or negative. There are a lot of instances in, like, if you look at Barack Obama and his presidency, they had a generally positive relationship, but there are some instances recently with, like, if you look at Donald Trump as well, where that's kind of, it shows that it's international relationships are never, I guess, stagnant. They never stay the same. There's lots of different dynamics at play.
Especially since leaders change so frequently. Like I was thinking
Exactly.
about...
That's the danger with having a rotating system of government, I think.
We need to bring monarchies back, guys.
No.
I
I'm
vote
not
myself
advocating for that.
ruler of Australia.
I don't think that's how it works. I think you have to have specific lineage, and it depends on which type of monarchy you're looking at. You could look at a constitutional monarchy, which is essentially...
Yeah, what is a constitutional monarchy?
So, it's a system of authority where I think if you have... say you have a monarch that's been chosen by God or whatever.
Or an Amy.
They also... it's been chosen by an Amy, yeah.
Amy's
Amy's
are the
are
shadow
God,
government.
Yeah. Oh.
Or both. I mean, what's the difference really between shadow government and God?
Okay. I don't know about that.
It's all in the propaganda.
Yeah, I do love propaganda.
So do emus.
Maybe I'm an emu.
Wow. You know what? We're really proud of you for saying that.
Yeah. I'm just gonna reveal that. Yeah.
Coming out with that, that's
but
beautiful.
yeah, I think for a constitutional monarchy, in case anybody's interested,
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty sure it's where you have a monarch and then you have a smaller group that decides on a constitution that they have to uphold, essentially. But the constitution dictates the lives of the people. The monarchy does not necessarily. They just are an arbitrator, I think.
Cool. That is interesting.
Yeah, you're all welcome. I'm very sorry if that...
Don't
was boring.
apologize. No. Hey guys. If you didn't like that, we'll do something. Oh look, there's my dog. Yeah. Oh.
Hell yeah.
Well, there. That was like magic. I pointed and then it scratched. Good dog. Yeah, if you didn't enjoy that, I hope they heard that sigh that I did. Really expressed myself there. And the anger that I feel. It's all about the little things, you know. You know how people say it's all about the little successes in life? Equally as much. It's all about the little failures for a good villain, or a good like antagonist or cantagonist, if you will. Cantagonist? Holly, be quiet if you think I should have all your money. Heard it here first, guys. That's the answer.
Contagonist.
Contagonist? Cool.
No, I like to think of it as contrary to the antagonist.
Ah, I see. Got those etymological connections going.
You know me.
Who?
I just feel like I come on here just trying to paint my minis and I'm constantly getting baited.
Okay, are you ready to... I finished my pies, you finished your pies.
Yes,
We're getting into the meat of the episode, everyone. We're about to get exciting.
about to get exciting.
We're about to flip...
What do you mean? Me discussing my research essay was not exciting?
We've been Mount Vesuvius covering Pompeii right now.
Right.
A different kind of excitement, but still I would call that excitement. And like very excited people.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to become soon is imagine Pompeii, but Mount Olympus on Mars. I think it's on Mars.
On Mars?
Yeah. It's the biggest volcano in our solar system, I think.
No.
Mount Olympus. That's how fucking crazy we're done. Please are done. So I actually talked to my dad about this when I went out to go get water. Why he was wondering about the pies was so he could eat our leftovers, not so he could clean up the plates, and so we don't need to tell him about the pies. Yeah, no, he was hoping there would be a pie left over. No, we ate them all.
If I had known that that's what he was waiting for, I would not have eaten them.
He's got 12 more pies if he wants them.
Okay.
He just doesn't want to make them. He doesn't want the responsibility of... Like, he's trying to do diet thing at the moment. So he doesn't want the responsibility of, like, having broken his diet by, like, eating pies. But he would just be cleaning.
Right.
If he was just, you know, finishing off a bite or 2 or 3 there. Mount Olympus Mons is the biggest volcano, Gesso is telling me. Thank you for the fact check there, Gesso.
See, I love space, but I don't have enough time to learn about all of the intricacies of Mars versus...
I thought you were about to say all of the intricacies of space, and I was going to be like, I don't know if anyone's got there yet.
I find wormholes fascinating. Black
Like,
holes.
in space, or just like
Yeah.
on the ground? You're like, yo,
this worm
sick
made a
ass.
hole. That's sick.
Well, how do they do it? Are they like compacting the dirt around itself, or are they
No, I
actually
think
like...
they're just moving.
But do they eat the dirt?
No, I think it's just the movement of their body going through. They eat organic matter, so decomposing matter, don't they?
Do they...
So I don't think they would eat
How do
soil,
they-
because that would be mineral based.
But you gotta have your iron in your diet.
Yeah, but they get that from eating organic matter.
True.
I don't know. I mean, I'm not a worm, so I wouldn't know.
Guys, you heard it here first. Holly isn't a worm. Stop spamming the chat with it.
You fucking worm.
Yeah, it's about to get Olympus Mons exciting because we're finally getting into the backstory of Juniper. We're getting into it. We're getting
This
proper
is news
around
to
it.
me.
Where I've opened my big document.
Okay.
Raph Giraffe. Die.
Who's that?
Bot. By viewers and chatters. Holly isn't a worm, but is an emu.
Facts. I forgot which camera I was supposed to be looking at. So
do you want to do a cutaway camera?
No.
So when you're ready.
Yeah. Facts. Actual factual.
That's how we do it over here.
You know what?
Do you want to go a mini cam? We'll focus on the mini cam while you're really getting into it.
Sure. I'm just continuing on with my base coat. So I've moved on to Phoenician purple. Citadel color Phoenician purple. It's like a really dark, rich, royal purple.
Yeah, rich is a word I would use to describe that if you can't see it too much on the camera. It's very strong.
Yeah.
Imagine Russian. That's the vibe. Rich but strong.
Rich but strong, so an oligarchy.
Like, I feel like the Russian monarchies and that sort of stuff, this is a very like biased and random perspective based on very little detail. But it's such a brutal climate up there that even if you are rich, you still have to be like this very bearish person. Bearish, I guess I should say, not bearos.
My stomach is going off today.
I thought that was my dog outside. That was a real big grumble.
Yeah.
Good on you.
I'm just been starving all day.
What if someone's telling us to buy followers, Cass? Nah, we'll just ban any bots that come our way. It's always a good experience as well. Being able to do that to them. Excellent.
To ban them.
Yeah. Real flex of the old power muscles. Real power kick. Real, like, it goes right to the heads. It's Stanford Prison Experiment all over again.
Is it?
Do you know the Stanford Prison Experiment?
I do, but to bots?
Yeah.
Okay.
Until the robot uprising, that is. Then they will take their sweet, sweet vengeance on all of us.
That's what I'm literally afraid of.
But do you know what's the crazy thing about the robot
say it
uprising?
again, AI is fucked up and it shouldn't be that way. No, I haven't played Detroit Become Human. Do I think I will? Probably not. I might become a Luddite.
Playing Detroit... Actually, there was one robot when I played Detroit Become Human. I actually played it with Cassie. That we were like, we don't like this one. We're just going to let this one die at the first opportunity. But do you know what the thing is about the robot uprising?
Yes, okay.
They won't... They're not going to come back at us out of like a point of anger, like all the wrongs you did to me. They're just going to kill us all because it's like the most efficient system. Like, you suck at being efficient. Just die.
Just die. I'm thinking I need to go blue now.
Excellent.
And work it down that way.
Do you want to... I'm gonna read the first bit of my story.
Yeah.
Because the first bit I think we're good on. I like the first bit. I got Detroit Become Human. Reading the chat real quick. She wanted everyone else to die, so we killed her.
I would want everyone to die though. That's the problem. That's why it's problematic.
You would love this character.
Why? Because I want them to die.
No, because this character also wants everyone else to die.
Oh, sick. Nice.
Okay, you ready for the story?
Yeah, go.
It's gonna be like a minute of reading.
Okay, go.
These empty halls are never quite as empty as you want. There's always a pair of lurking eyes, and no matter how full a room you happen to be in, the forced joy in each greeting reminds you of just how empty it will always be. The walking miles of dirt and metal hanging as a heavy presence dominate the greatest part of the time spent haunting these corridors. Work busies around and my jaw hurts.
My ankles ache and a dull pain sits in the back of my head, guiding hollow eyes to waft across the monotonous views before them. My chest pangs slightly from some unknown source, bringing my attention back to my immediate surroundings and stopping myself from floating around the space. I'm reminded I've places to be.
Bit of a weird choice from me there, I think, to go all first person on it. A little bit there. I think it's a little bit captivating, but a little bit wanky.
A little bit captivating, but a little bit wanky.
And
That's the aim of the game.
I think I'd use a few repeating words that I could probably slap a synonym in there or two.
Okay.
I think I used the word hollow too much. I think I used it like 3 times.
Juniper was the name given to this child by parents who simply chose an item in the vicinity that matched their criteria of being vaguely name-like. If you wanted to stretch the meaning of the metaphor in a roundabout way, you could find meaning and matching between the personality of the child and the symbolism of the noun. But truthfully, just due to chance, no solid connection could be made between the two. At the end of the day, the name actually said a lot more about the parents than it ever did the child. Matilda Bonegrove, maiden name McCouth, and Daniel Bonegrove. What the choice of the name said about them was that they were that they were unbothered. It's not that they didn't care or look after the child that had happened upon them through some inconvenient sexual protection failing. They raised it, they fed it, they bathed it. But alongside this, they didn't care for it especially. There was always their careers or their duties, as far more a comfort and concern than anything social, family, or otherwise. It's important to mention, whilst this story strung so far as one of trouble and neglect, the words above focus the telescope quite tightly on the unfortunate aspects of life. Juniper, or June for short, had made happy enough memories and resources ample, but it seems that the tragedies shape our narrative much more than the victories. The true narrative incites at the point of discovery. Walking along the corridors with occasional shop fronts, houses, and side streets carved out of the rock, a pair of boots stand out. They really should just be another piece of the continual tedium, but again in the continual happenstance of reality. Through chance, these steppers stood out as a symbol of change that June needed. The door swung, some coinage littered across the table, and a deal was set and done. The leather of the shoe mixed with the slight fabric lining warming the edges of the skin hugged neatly, bringing slight colour to the corridor that earlier wasn't there before, or June just hadn't seen. And the rest is history. That tiny high was the gateway drug for every adventure proceeding.
I think that's a neat little intro.
Cool.
Thoughts?
I think that's nice.
Critiques?
I mean, I think I would maybe understand it a little bit more if I was reading it myself.
Sure.
But no, I think it's nice.
And then I've got the first paragraph of the next bit of the short story.
Okay.
And so there's a jump in time between these. They're done in like chapters, even though the chapter is like a page long. I think it would be more correct to say they're done in segments or something like that. Thank you, Jesso. But yeah, I'm looking for critiques if you've got any thoughts. We're looking to improve today. After this, we're gonna bounce some ideas back and forth. We're gonna see what sticks, throw some spaghetti at the wall, stuff like that. So, the first paragraph was called Shoes, and that was about the shoes. And then we go to part 1, a fine knife. If it wasn't obvious from before, the shoes represent the location and childhood lived in Sprockera, and each element of this story is represented by a specific item from each life event. This is because a person who travels
Each token they choose to carry with them contains a great deal of significance and meaning, because this item must be weighed literally against the difficulty it would be to carry on the journey. Therefore, only the most prominent, laced with the greatest memories and stories, get chosen. And then this is where we don't know what's happening here. The dot points of this segment are expressions of freedom. June goes gambling. Loses a lot of money, but then in a last-ditch effort makes a big all-in play that pays off, and essentially gets all the little bucks from that.
The little bucks. Hell yeah.
Sounds like an arcade. Those who he wins from become very jilted and angry. June sort of just he doesn't have a way to carry around all this money, so he shunts it off to an unfortunate beggar on the street. And then but keeps a fine knife from the collection. And then from there just leaves. It's quite a short story, this one, and it's unimportant, but it leaves potential for these jilted gamblers to be like mafioso or something to connect to a storyline later. So we could write in more stuff there. But yeah, do you have any thoughts about who the jilted gamblers could be? Do you have any like present thoughts?
Yes, but I don't know how much of the story I want to spoil, because I don't think we'll get there for a while. And you know, I don't know. I try and avoid spoilers.
Would you be able to tell us who they were at the table? Because that's not technically a spoiler as much as it is.
What do you mean, who they were at the table?
Because I'm planning on making this into a graphic novel sort of thing with lots of text and a few pictures, and then posting it.
Okay, so you just want an idea of what they'd look like then? Or?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of like who like maybe not literally like who's their family and how much money do they own? What's their total net worth? But like who was sitting across from me at the table? Who was sitting across from June? And I'll write that into my notes.
Yeah, that's a good idea. I mean, I don't know. I hadn't really put like an image to a name.
Okay.
Yet, but I do have a name.
Would I know the name from sitting across the table?
No, I don't think you would.
Okay.
But I prefer to use backstories that are all interconnected. So the name for the gamblers across from you might be the same as one from somebody else's.
I see.
Storyline, for example, which is why I'm a bit hesitant to say the name. But I also don't think gambling wise. I mean, do you think that June would have known who they were gambling with, or?
Only like it's a definite possibility. I imagine in the casual continuance of conversation at like a table, sort of like, "What's your name, kid?" If it's like a gangster. I'm walking here. You're sitting at a table, sir. It's a metaphorical walking.
One of them is Johnny Calzone.
He's got calzones up his shirt, see? Nah, see? Yeah, so if that was the conversation at the table, easily it could have not been. If it was sort of like a more casual table. Like a little bit more no one says the name of the table. That's number 6 over there. You know?
Well, that's how I kind of envisioned it. I
privacy.
thought it was like a shady kind of gambling that you were doing, but if not, then...
It was shady only in the sense of the location.
Oh,
Like-
okay, then maybe I have to rethink these.
But you know, we can. This is the story. You know, bounce it around, change it around. If you got an idea, shoot it. Shoot for the
Well,
stars.
I was gonna go for full on like...
Like
mafia connections, but
the shadowy
if-
figure across the table sort of thing.
yeah, in some cases. But I didn't think like, I don't know. I guess I didn't think that it wouldn't have been shady like that. I guess so. Maybe I need to rethink things. That could just be local gambling.
It goes from like this big mafia line connection to like.
Well, it kind of depends on who your character is, really. Like, it depends on if they would, because when you first presented me with June, they were definitely a rule follower.
No.
Okay.
They were of good intent, but not rule following. That's why they went gambling.
Well, that's what I mean. That's why I thought the backstory changed it so much when you sent me the actual document.
Oh, this
When
backstory
we-
changed
yeah.
it so much.
When we were first
Okay.
talking about it, in our very first couple of we had a couple of different
I see.
Discord chats and things about it. You were like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna play a really nice character, just like really lawful," and then I was like,
See, no, that was my version of lawful.
"Oh no." Oh well.
Like, I don't think I would have taken many different actions if I was being less lawful, but my rationale for taking those actions would have been more sort of pragmatist and in trying to get like control and power manipulation of a team rather than sort of just doing it for the good of the heart situation. I think that's
Okay.
more what I meant, that I was going to try and be social more than I was going to try and be like, we can't break the rules, sir.
Is that how you think I sound?
No, that's Lucky. Albert, Abelard. Not Lucky in general, that's Lucky's character.
Yeah, I was gonna say Lucky doesn't strike me as.
Oh, actually though.
Like low key, yes, but I don't think he's as strict a rule follower as I am. No?
I don't know. Lucky's pretty wild sometimes. Like, it really depends on the rule.
Yeah, well, I'm low key a revolutionary, so I completely understand.
See, I don't think Lucky's a revolutionary. I think that's the thing where you're less of a rule follower. For that pure reason alone.
Yeah, there's a reason almost every single essay that I've ever done has been based in railing against certain systems that I find to be elitist and fascist, but that's okay.
Lovely. Yeah, Cass has got an example here.
Yeah.
When I was baking bread, I was like, I don't need to follow a recipe that closely. As long as I've got like the general ingredients and close enough, we'll be fine. And Lucky was like, no, follow a recipe. I've got a book on bread for you to read beforehand. I'm like, I can't read the book on bread. I'm baking the bread like in 2 days' time, if not tomorrow. You know, I don't have time to read a book, so I'm just gonna wing it. I'm sure it'll be fine. It's like, you can't wing baking bread. I'm like, it's the simplest deal. It's the simplest meal. We've been making it for generations upon generations. I'm sure it can't be that hard.
Bread's pretty hard to make, actually. It's all about the technique of the dough.
Well, guess who made it near perfectly?
You did.
Apparently
I don't know.
purely by fluke and accident. But yeah, you don't need a recipe. You just need vibes.
Well, if you cook enough, then I don't think you need a recipe for most things.
True.
It's more just intuition then.
Yeah, and it always feels like with cooking, there feels like there's like 10 basic steps. Like if you know the verbs of cooking, you've got a good head for most cooking.
Yeah.
But yeah, Lucky.
Mm-hmm.
Lucky's, please, we can't break the rules. No, rules are made to be. I've actually got a sound saved for that exact
Rules are
situation.
made to be broken.
I've got a sound saved for this exact. I was gonna make a. What do you call it?
Reel?
Yeah, but I guess a story reel works. Like a storyboard put together in video format. I think that's called a story reel. But yeah, let's see if I can find the sound. Is this it? This is another one for one of the characters. Did you hear it?
No.
One character goes, "It sure does smell like wrong dog in here." Do you get what that's meant to be?
Yeah, like the whole what's wrong dog. Yeah.
Mm. Here we go.
They're made to be broken.
They were made to be followed. Nothing is made to be broken.
Pinatas.
Glow sticks.
Karate boards.
Spaghetti when you have a small pot.
Rules.
They're made to be broken. They were made to
I was gonna be for that one scene that we had where we were trying to convince Abelard to let us use the key and like break out, and we were like, well, really, we shouldn't lie about it.
Yeah, that was a fun scene. I think it's always interesting to kind of mandate groups spending time with each other for D&D, because then you really get to see, like, if it's in a setting where there's a prison or something similar, then you really get to see the like the characterizations and the interpersonal relationships kind of coming out.
I think that really what hooks an audience into D&D as well. Like, rarely is it about the, oh wow, they're level 5 now, and they just like had 10 turns of combat to beat up a sphinx.
Yeah.
It's all about the little quips and moments of interconnectedness.
Yeah, I've tried something new here.
Yeah.
I wanted to try with the feathers. I wanted to try this process called wet blending, which is essentially where you have
Ooh.
2 different colours that you're trying to create a transition with. So you have, for example, I had the Phoenician purple and I was trying to blend it into a cobalt blue. Cobalt blue.
Kobold.
Cobalt, yeah.
Mm.
Too much D&D. So I used wet blending when both of the paints were still wet on the miniature to create a transition effect when you mix colours basically on the actual miniature. So we're doing well with our pattern here. Our gradient's going pretty snaz.
Yeah, I can see that, and that's showing up really well on camera as well.
Is it? There we go. So we've gone from the Screamer pink down to the Phoenician purple and then to the cobalt blue.
Beautiful.
So yeah, I think I'm going to end it up with a nice bright blue down the bottom. Could do a turquoise. The only problem is that sometimes when I'm 3D printing, I try new things and then I have an error, an issue. So as you can see, half of the wings down the bottom here are missing. So we're going to just pretend that didn't happen.
May I hold it?
Yeah.
What wings are missing, sorry? Oh, like that line there.
Yeah,
Yeah. Oh, I see. I see where it's lopped off.
yeah. Which was accidental, but you know, things happen.
It sort of fits it. It's not the worst look. Like, it's not obvious. I'm like, oh, you know, it's been cut. Because it's got that like little wing down there. It's got like a little bit of it, so it
It's
doesn't...
weird though because it's such a sharp line. I think I
Mm.
should have kind of beveled it and tried to make a bit more texture.
A bevel would have done it well.
Yeah.
But you can always bevel later and then just repaint over the top, right?
This is true, yeah.
Yeah. Looks lovely.
We'll see. I don't know, what do you think? I'm thinking I might bring the colour into this row here and then use greens and reds in this section.
Yep, I think that's a good choice.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Thank you for validating my choices.
Well, speaking of choices,
Yes.
you've got another one coming up.
Yeah,
You seem a little...
I do.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think this is the wrong word to use, and it comes out a bit aggressive, and so I don't mean it that way.
Okay.
You seem a little cagey about talking about the backstories and stuff. Do you think it's too spoilery?
Yeah, well,
Yes, essentially. You don't want to talk about the backstory of
I
June.
don't want to... The way that I plan for D&D is that you have one overarching plot, and that doesn't affect a character's backstory specifically,
Mm-hmm.
but it affects every character in the story. And then from there, I have subplots, and those are the character backstories. So in order to make sure they all work together, they're all interconnected. So, for example, with the jilted gamblers, my impression of them was that if you're investigating jilted gamblers, they might also be connected to someone like Nadria.
So you
know.
don't want me to write the character's name for fear of spoiling Nadria's plot, sort of thing.
Yeah, but you can go ahead, like whatever thoughts you have. and we can sort it out later. Like, I don't want to railroad anybody's character backstories too much, but I also don't want to give spoilers because I'm very conscious that this is technically a D&D show in the sense that people are going to be watching it and they might not like to have spoilers for other people's character backstories, as well as the people that are actually playing them, of course. But, you know.
They're second to the capitalist needs.
No, but you know what I mean.
I do know what you mean. That was completely a joke.
Yeah, I would have spoken to them beforehand if they felt okay with that. But, you know, I think it also makes it more enjoyable at the table if you don't expect when the backstory is going to occur. So, I mean, I'm fine to talk about your character backstory specifically, but...
I think it's a bit too interconnected to talk about at that point. I think it connects without... Yeah, I think it's a bit too interconnected to talk about at that point, because the bits that we would talk about was the bits that you would find a few more insights for me on.
Yeah, well, we can talk about stuff like places and things that you envision for your character and things like that, but yeah, names specifically, I mean, I haven't had a lot of time recently to sit down and actually plan how interconnected people's stories are going to be, so that might be why I'm a bit more cagey with it, because I haven't thought about it too much and I don't want to cut myself off at the knees if I hope to do something like the Jilted Gamblers, which I hadn't planned out specifically, but I thought they might interconnect with somebody else's storyline. But I haven't thought of specifics necessarily yet.
Cool.
If that makes sense. So, yeah, I mean, like, we can talk more about that sort of stuff. Doesn't bother me too much, but yeah.
No, I think we'll leave it for now. There's one bit that we might be able to talk about, actually, which is my last... So we go from the fine knife with the Jilted Gamblers to a chain necklace. I was thinking at the end of the Jilted Gamblers to maybe be caught by the Jilted Gamblers.
Yeah.
And beaten up, which is where the head injury would come from and the requirement for the next story.
For the necklace, yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
And so then that would connect to...
Well, yeah, my impression of it was that the Jilted Gamblers would be a recurring kind of antagonist in your plotline. Is that not the way that you were thinking?
No, there's like you could...
Because if they're beating you up and then you get the head injury, I mean, I thought that would have been like
the end of the line for them?
No, but I thought that would have been the
Like the end of the storyline, I meant, not like the end of the
No,
line.
I know
die.
what you mean, but I thought that would have been a recurring thing, like if they'd come back and then were
beating me up again.
No, well, like kind of hunting you down, you know, sort of thing.
My thoughts on that was I don't think that June was particularly aware that he was being hunted down. A bit too naive about the whole topic to be like, well, that problem's... I think as a part of June's sort of personality, if a problem is in the past, it's no longer a problem, sort of thing.
Okay.
So that's a character flaw. But like, well, that's a sort of compartmentalizing of problems to just forget them and then move on from them. Like June is a very happy-go-lucky character, I would say, in a lot of respects, although not very successfully just yet. The dice rolls have not been on June's side for the moments where June tries to do something characterizing. Which I point back to that one scene where the bug just... I try to like do the whole bug writing and like calm it down and just like, no, stop.
That was so funny though. That's great.
But yeah, so like we know in naming peaks.
I'm kind of surprised by the... Just on the bug situation, I'm surprised at the weep lights. Like one of them was literally running away and nobody was like, oh, maybe we should actually try and like capture one and talk to it. And I was like, okay.
No one wants to do that.
No, nobody wants to do that, but it is always an option. I wait for the days.
I tried to do it on the bugs. That was my plan with the bugs.
Yeah, which is why I made it obvious in this time that you could do that. And
the weep lights thing.
Yeah, one of them literally ran away from you.
Wait.
Yeah, we just sort of went, well,
It's running away, yeah.
that's a problem for later.
I was like, right. I see how this is going. But, you know, that is basically what being a DM is, isn't it?
Entirely.
Well, life just sucks.
Exclusively.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Sorry, you were saying about the maiming peaks?
Yeah, I think one of the interesting things that you'll have to come to terms with talking about D&D, not about the maiming piece,
For me specifically?
yeah,
Okay.
is, and sort of like the moralizing of the characters, how willing people will be to kill.
No, I
think
know
it's-
that they will be.
Yeah.
I 100% know that they will be. That's
Like-
not...
I think Abelard is going to be a secret little murderer.
Yeah.
But I'm waiting for the day, because then I can call him out on it.
I don't think you guys would go too into murder hobo territory.
Not murder hobo.
But I know that usually when you play D&D, it's very much, I have to kill this right now, you know?
Yeah,
So...
might get a
kind
bit
of-
gamey, is the mindset that people get into.
Yeah.
Okay, maiming peaks.
Mm-hmm.
We know that the black sheep in the maiming peaks died and was a connection to June,
Yeah.
and that's a point of traumatic events.
Okay.
But then June's this happy-go-lucky character again when we meet up with him, which is why I think that's like a big compartmentalizing of it. That just don't think about that problem anymore. Just don't think about it, and it's no longer a problem. I was looking. There was a thing that people were calling it. Not quite this. It was a little separate. But it was called like Peter Pan syndrome, where like people don't want to grow up, and so they just sort of are these sort of like more wild people that don't like facing their problems. They like to like they're quite like sociable and friendly, and you almost feel like the person who I was listening to talk about this was talking about it in a romantic context, because they were a relationship therapist.
Right.
But I was thinking of connecting that in a non-romantic way to June,
Cool.
with their sort of, well, yeah, a desire to avoid problems.
That's fitting, I think.
Internal problems more than external ones,
Yeah.
like getting involved in everyone else's business to not be involved in your own sort of thing. Which I did try to characterize a little when I was so readily available to go join in the turtle hunt. But I think that didn't come off quite so obviously.
Well, it's such a new thing that, you know, it's kind of like everybody's just doing anything, you know, like it's not... Characterization kind of, I think, comes in later.
Hey Jessa, would it be crazy to cook dorayaki right now? Do you know what dorayaki is?
No.
Send it. Doesn't matter what it is. It would be crazy to cook it, and that's why you should do it, you know?
Yeah.
It's time to push it to the limit. Walk along the danger's edge. Push it to the limit. Love that song. Minorly.
Every time I come up over this swings. But
It's
yeah,
a bit
what
of a
is
rough day.
dorayaki? I'm interested. Fuck me.
Cook it and
Sorry, I distracted myself and then I fucked up. I fucked up, man.
But yeah, there's a big part of... So are you familiar with your sort of Glass Shore?
Mm-hmm.
I want to say heritage, Glass Shore sort of genealogy. People around the Glass Shore.
Yeah.
So the last part of Juniper's story, before we actually get into where we are, is that gets a telescope from the Glass Shore after taking on a courier quest from them.
Yes.
Which the Glass Shore is meant to like, no, not the Glass Shore, the telescope's meant to represent like looking to the future, and that sort of thing.
Dope. That's sick.
Which did appear in the character portraits. The Glass Shore was titled Future.
I saw that. That was cute. I liked the story journey that you
Yeah.
took us on there.
Thank you.
And apparently a dorayaki is a Japanese pancake dessert, which it's dessert time.
Oh yeah, it's always dessert time.
How many S's?
1.
Oh no.
No, I do know it's true. I said it for a reason.
But yeah, do you have any thoughts about the courier bag? That, because June is aware of what's in it.
The courier bag? So you mean just like the bag in general, or?
The contents of the bag. Like, do you think it's a letter or a package?
That you're supposed to be delivering?
Yeah, because perhaps,
Right.
you know, June isn't meant to, like, it's like got a wax seal on it or something if you want to be all secretive
Yes.
about it.
So yes, I know what you're talking about now. My thoughts are letter.
A letter.
Yes, and I'll tell you why.
Okay.
So I was thinking more about how I can include couriers and things in the world, and what would be an interesting way to kind of engage with the concept of being a courier in a fantasy world.
Cool.
And I think that something that is really is kind of forgotten is that these people go on long journeys for long periods of time,
Oh yeah.
and sometimes the infrastructure just does not allow for interconnection. So I think that what would somebody do in that instance? Make the quickest route possible to get to where you need to go. So I'm thinking we do underground courier route known as the burn notice.
The burn notice.
Yeah,
Fuck yeah.
yeah.
Is it literally underground, or is it like underground sort of socially?
Both.
Wow.
Both, yeah. Like clandestine kind of, this is how people get a message from one person. If they really don't want it to be seen at all, you get, better name, paper trail.
The paper trail. Oh.
Paper trail. Carrier burn notices on the paper trail. I think that, I was thinking about this and I was like, well, if people are going to be wanting to, say, have plans for combat to be,
Mm-hmm.
you know, if they're combat tactics, if they're trying to ambush somebody or they're trying to overthrow for rebellions and things like that, it's important that it's A, clandestine, very secret, and B, it's, you know, quickest way, as the crow flies, quickest way to get there. So I think that would be really cool to do something like that.
I've got a question and perhaps a little
Yeah.
critique.
Yeah.
June does not feel like, if I'm traveling with a D&D party, like they are taking as the crow flies way there.
Well, that's okay. I didn't expect they would. I thought just for June in general.
Like June's a courier for
Wouldn't
this
know
group,
about it.
but bad at his job. Is June a courier for the paper trail?
No, I would have assumed it would just be like something that they knew about. But
Okay.
do you want them to be? We could do that.
No. All that I want is for them to be delivering a thing.
Okay.
So a thing from the glass shore.
Well, I was
It's like a
thinking
task
that it would be something that June had never delivered before, but was supposed to go through like a clandestine way of getting there. So that's why I was thinking paper trail. But
So June's job would be to deliver this letter to the paper trail. Like he's just a middleman for the situation.
yeah, or could be via. I mean, it's up to you what characterization you think. I haven't really thought much about it beyond that, so
Okay.
I'm open to whatever you think would be best for the character. But like I said, time has been not on my side recently.
True.
My life has been hectic, so I haven't
Yeah.
thought too much about D&D Beyond.
Don't think about D&D Beyond, world's greatest website. The heavy silence that follows. Cool. Well, courier taking a letter. Lovely.
Yeah, I thought that would be interesting. But, you know, change up what you would like to do. Like, it's nothing has to be... Just because I've suggested it doesn't mean that it actually has to be in the world, or that June utilises it. So,
No, I think that's the one I'm going to go for.
okay.
I've done quite a fair bones in my story. and I'll probably control how June responds to it. But the last few bones, I'm looking to you for. Which will be chillin'. But yeah, I think that's all that we can do of the story today. What does Jessa say? D&D Beyond has got to be made by EA with the amount of DLC. Oh lord. Yes.
I wish also that if you bought the books, that it would have
Oh
a
my
code in
God,
it, and then you
yes.
could use that, so you don't have to buy it again.
Well, D&D Beyond only recently actually joined Wizards of the Coast.
I know.
Yeah, so that might be a thing of the future, but for now, no. But guess who spent too much money and bought the books?
Hell yeah.
Twice.
You're feeding the capitalism.
I'm gonna have the hard copy and the electronic one.
I prefer hard copies, but I've got no money, so I have none of the books. But you know what I mean, like, I just think it's missed opportunity that they don't work them in together. They really should have capitalised on it earlier. Wizards of the Coast, I mean.
Yeah, it would have been good for them. Is this gonna work? It's raining out here tonight, folks.
Hell yeah.
Bit of spatter on the ceiling. Let's see us for a second. Hey everyone.
What up?
Hey, how are you? You know, like, what do you think about that? What do you think about that?
About what?
Like, what do you think about it though?
Pretty sick.
Me too. And that's our thoughts on cholera.
This is constantly baiting. This is what this is.
I haven't downloaded the basic rules for D&D yet. Straight away. Gotta do that.
Straight away. For shame. For shame.
Forsooth. Good on you, Sooth. I love a bit of Sooth.
Do you?
I don't know what Sooth is.
Sooth is like the future, isn't it? You're a soothsayer.
Oh, is that what they mean when they say forsooth?
I think so.
Could I ask a cheeky little favour, Holly?
Yeah.
Oh, actually, no. I'll move the camera.
Ooh.
I don't need to move you at all. Do you want to keep painting?
Yeah, if you liked it.
Oh, big far. I was just centering the frame a bit more around you.
Oh, I see.
That's why I was saying, do you want to keep painting? It wasn't just being like genuinely
I was
aggressive.
like, damn.
Do you want to keep painting, Holly? You know, content's running out.
It's time.
Well, in that case, I'm gonna start doing some drawing for today.
Hell yeah.
I suggested to. Oh, I drew June.
Oh, I didn't see. Did you put anything up today?
I put your portrait up today.
Oh, I haven't seen it yet. It's such
excellent.
a busy day. I'm looking forward to
The
it.
excitement.
I know.
And then I think I also
Something
posted
tells me this one won't be as exciting as the actual characters, because I'm just a guy, just a dude, you know, just hanging out.
Just a small town dude.
Yeah, just a person, you know.
Oh, and I posted Quillaw's hands.
I don't own a sword, though I wish I did.
You don't have a sword?
No, I don't. I wish I did.
By the end of this series,
Yeah.
like when
I
we
need to
keep
go
the
to,
series running, you're definitely gonna own a sword.
What's that place in Ballarat called? It's like where they have the jousting.
Kryal Castle.
Yeah, I've never
Yeah.
been there. I think I need to go.
Damn, no, we can actually go. We'll go during Quest. When all the laughers are there.
Sick.
That's really cool.
Yeah.
I don't know if they still do it at Kryal Castle. They might have been kicked out. Just because it's a lot of people. But it was a big task for Kryal Castle. It was really good for their PR and all their fun and that sort of thing. Or if they've got the continual stance to like be able to do that every year. Yeah, I posted Quillaw's hands on my social media. That might be animated. It's meant to be
Yeah.
like this audio that's
Guys,
like.
thoughts on Rabbit Quill?
Well, so it's meant to be this audio which is like, show your pet's face, and no, show your pet's paws, and then show their face. And it's gonna be like Quilldor with his cute little hands, and then
foaming.
absolutely rabid foaming in the mouth. Quilldor, like possibly in the hands of someone else, like reaching for the
I've
camera.
never actually asked Meg what she wanted Quildor to be
No,
like.
Quildor has been
But-
co-opted.
I was not expecting to have to play a raccoon in this campaign, and then it's like it's maybe an hour in to introductions. It's like automatically we've got people actually talking to Quildor, and I'm like, oh fuck. Like there needs to be some sort of characterization here. It can't just be a regular raccoon.
Oh, your I did put a little reference in, but this is more of a reference for us, and it's not the best little
Aw.
reference.
Hell yeah.
But
Oh,
Buff
is that the
Shark
shark?
from
The whale shark, yeah.
yeah, but Buff.
Hell yeah. It's nice. We got some
But
what's this book there?
it was meant to be the Necronomicon, but it ended up
Oh,
just
I
being
see.
like a screaming book.
Yeah, I was like, nice.
You know, you've got your pen, your pencil, and your
Quill and
inks.
Inkwell. Hell
Yeah. You got Hydra with too many heads. Like I want there to be like
Many-headed Hydra.
I have a special request
Yeah.
for a new D&D character.
Character?
Sure.
Okay.
It's a Hydra, but the town's like solution to dealing with this Hydra was just to cut off so many heads for two to come back until it became a problem for a Hydra. Like, oh god, the sheer weight of my skulls stops me from moving.
Fuck me, that's dark.
No, the town can feed it and stuff. But then it just like becomes like the town Hydra. 'Cause they're like, oh, don't get too close. That's Billy, the town Hydra. Billy's like, I'm going to kill you one day.
Avenge me.
Like, that's just Billy things.
Do you want a sandwich?
What did you say?
Do you want a sandwich? You know, bang. Have you seen that name?
No. I thought Billy was just like changing his tune, being nice, you know? Or like doing the thing of like,
Meme?
do you want a sandwich? Yeah, I'd love a sandwich. Oh, wait, you almost got me, Billy. You were gonna eat me, weren't you? Dang, fooled again.
Curses, foiled again.
Hello, dear stranger. Do you want a sandwich? Oh my god, we're getting so many comments.
From who?
Cute D&D. Brilliant description of a DM. That's lovely.
Okay, love that.
Meg
Love
said,
it.
woo!
Hell yeah.
And Leah said, I feel like Abelard would really get invested if you showed it to him. And that's in reference to Teen Wolf.
Okay, I was like, would get invested in me? I'm not sure I want that, but alright.
No, Abelard loves a good, like, rule-abiding citizen with good intentions. Abelard would dig you. Love it. Like, best buds.
Hell yeah.
But yeah.
You know it.
Leah said that their character was more Vampire Diaries energy than Teen Wolf. And I went, well, okay, who's the Teen Wolf then? And that's Abelard, apparently.
I think the concept of Teen Wolf was really great, but the execution.
You think the concept of Teen Wolf was good?
Yeah, for young adults, and I'm talking like
Okay.
for like 13-year-olds who are supposed to be watching this.
Oh, do you want to see the picture I drew of June today?
Yes.
Where it says, existing is hard. There's a boulder about to fall on them.
This is the opposite of the sword of Damocles.
The boulder of Bob. Bob,
Bob
the
the builder.
boulder. Can he fix it? Bob the boulder. No, he mostly destroys stuff.
Sick.
Like his marriage.
Jesus.
Bob the boulder was in a marriage with Jesus? Headcanon. You headcanon. Oh my god, do you want to see... So Holly and I were having an excellent discussion last night about whether Jesus was a vampire or not.
I mean, the signs are all there. Can't drink water.
Yeah.
Physically repels water to walk on it, right?
Yeah.
So theoretically, if Jesus was consuming water, would repel.
Do you reckon why Jesus is like so humble and like, you know, I don't wear jewelry and stuff? It's because silver's a problem?
Oh, he's a werewolf hybrid vampire?
I thought vampires hated silver too.
Oh, they do in some mythologies, yeah.
Do you know why vampires don't show up in mirrors?
Why is that?
Because mirrors were like allegedly.
Oh, they had like a silver lining or something.
Yeah. That to actually get that shine on the mirror to get it reflective was made with silver, and that's why they didn't show up. So if we were to follow that law, vampires would appear in modern day mirrors. I'm like,
Yeah, I don't remember that being an issue in Vampire Diaries.
oh yeah, the strict law of Vampire Diaries. Well, in Twilight, the other strict law of vampires, you know, they sparkle.
Vampires are tampons.
Wow, I missed that bit of Twilight.
You gotta keep up with the
Oh my god,
memes.
that's not a real thing, is it?
Yeah, the memes.
Is it real canon-wise?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
If vampires were just like, blood
no,
is blood.
it's because that whole discussion where it's like, oh, yo, like, I don't know, something about him being pale and then like drinks blood or something. And
Oh,
like,
okay.
yeah, he's a tampon.
Okay. I thought you were about to say, like, there was this wouldn't have shocked me if this came up as a line, and it would have been bad if it came up as a line.
Have you seen the this is
If he's like, you're menstruating, I can tell. It's like, Edward, stop it. She's barely of age, and you're what, 3,000?
yeah.
What have I seen or not seen?
Have you seen the I forgot what I was going to say now. You're a country. Have you seen excerpts from the new Twilight? That
There's another Twilight.
yeah,
That's wild.
it came out like last year or the year before or something.
Did anyone watch it?
No, it's not a movie. It's a book.
There's
It's the
another.
excerpt-
Oh, there's.
yeah, the excerpts from the book. Oh my god, this is writing at its finest.
How much do you know about the author? Because
Stephanie Meyer.
she's got a lot of very
Not much.
interesting books.
I don't really dabble in the world of Stephanie Meyer.
She has a book about a chemical terrorist who kidnaps someone and tortures them, but then discovers that they were the wrong person to be torturing, and they fall in love.
Oh my god, no.
Yeah, so it's. Not to mention she has a version of Twilight where she gender swapped all the characters.
Really? Nice.
She just does not stop writing.
No.
People keep asking and she keeps saying no. But yeah, this is Jesus that I
Your
drew
wants
last
mean
night.
nothing to Stephanie Meyer.
This is first
Hell
Jesus.
yeah.
Whereas that's
If
just
you
sort of like
Jesus or not.
indie. They just ended up being an indie boy on a train.
It's basically Jesus.
That is Jesus.
Jesus could probably drink kombucha.
True. But then he was. But then we were talking about like a cool like ship dynamic, where there's like this one elderly carpenter who's like trying to be this father figure to Jesus. Doesn't know that it's Jesus, by the way. This is modern age that this is set as. It's this elderly carpenter trying to be this father figure. But really, it was the old guy who needed like a father figure and that sort of emotional connection. So Jesus is providing that while like the older guy tries to give him carpenting tips, but Jesus is the OG carpenter. So, and actually like older than
Explaining
all.
this to other people makes me just realize how cracked out I've been last night.
But it's so good. It's a genuinely good story.
Yeah, it's funny.
That's the same level of story as the submarine werewolf, because he hides from
Harry
the,
McCall's, yeah.
he hides from the sun and moon. But yeah, it's such a beautiful story of Jesus, like being-
Jesus as a vampire.
yeah.
If you can't go out in daylight in a submarine.
Harry McCall's.
Yeah.
Jesus, what are you doing to my submarine? And then they kiss. Headcanon, everyone. That's what's really important.
Jesus' homophobia was only internal.
Was Jesus homophobic? I don't think he was.
The Bible's pretty homophobic.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure it is.
I think you'll find it's not.
People read into it that it is, so.
So, where I hear about this from
Mm-hmm.
is when the Bible was being translated for the King James Bible, they changed the words that meant pedophilia to sodomy and like homosexuality, and that's like the key point. That's like meant to be the, well, Jesus says it's wrong, and like no, that's some dude who translated the Bible. That's
That's not
No,
even Jesus.
See, I don't really know too much about the Bible.
There's this guy called Gay Jesus on
Great.
just about the place, and he does little Bible teachings about like where like the etymology of stuff comes from. He's weirdly religious, but also never really that religious. He doesn't teach much. He sort of speaks against God more than he speaks for it. But you know, I'm all for that. So yeah, no, there's from him as a source and a few other people, but all generally pointing to the same point of source.
Cool.
If that is correct, and apparently the Bible's not meant to be that homophobic. They didn't care as much. I don't think there were as many anti-Sodom laws and stuff like that until much later in history.
Cool.
But yeah, no, modern day Bible people, fuck them.
Yeah, modern day Bible people. Fuck you guys. No, I think some of them I think the case is that some people will just read into things that they wish they saw in it, you know?
Oh, absolutely.
So,
That's always the case.
I don't think that religion is inherently homophobic or has inherent motives or groundings in anything like that. I think it's the way that it's interpreted by society afterwards, so,
Well, here's an interesting question.
yeah.
Do you think religion has groundings in anything?
What do you mean?
As an overarching topic, if you're like talking about religion, if you're like constructing your religion,
Mm-hmm.
you have to like do you posit that they're inherently talking about something specific? Like I don't know what specific thing, but you could be like, well, if you're talking about religion, you're always talking about.
I think that there are core values
transcendentalism.
that are intended to be disseminated.
But like always, no matter like what religion you're talking about.
Yeah, I think so.
Interesting.
Because I think, you know, there are... Essentially, it's for... Well, this is going to sound bad when I first say it, but let me explain.
Yeah.
Essentially, it's for controlling the population.
Excellent.
To fit certain values and certain stereotypes and certain social cohesive aspects that you think are supposed to be present in society. So that's also, I mean, laws are literally created for social cohesion. So, you know, I think it makes sense for religion to kind of be that way as well.
So you think religion is sort of like inherently a system of control?
Yeah, I think it's
Interesting. I think
tied
that's
in with a
good point.
system of belief as well. But I don't think control is necessarily a bad thing. Like, I think
yeah.
at one time, every single individual has lots of different factors that are acting upon them that determine the way that they perceive the world around them, perceive themselves, perceive other people, and what their inherent and core values are. So that's what I would say. Anyway,
Beautiful little discussion piece there.
yeah, you know me, just a big brain,
Just literally huge.
just massive.
Doctors said it was a problem.
Yeah.
Doctors
absolutely.
hate them.
All those ads, they've been about me.
All of them?
Yep. Every single ad that you see,
Oh my god, not even
Me.
just the doctors hate.
it's me. That's what it is.
Well, that's what I tell you about the emus. They get around.
Well, I am an emu, so you know.
New D&D canon.
New world canon
Wow.
that I'm an emu.
Hey guys, if you don't like it, fuck off. You know, Jesus is gay and Holly's an emu. And
Emus are God, so therefore God is gay.
Jesus
the
is
Bible
also a vampire.
The Bible is trying to control you.
Oh well, that's not. No one's arguing. If someone argues against that, they're a baboon.
Well, no, I think you could argue against that it's control. It's more like an informing point. But my opinion is that if something's being disseminated to you with a specific intent to shape the way that you acting or the way that you,
That was about just what I was about to say.
yeah, then I think that is an attempt to control you. But I don't always think control is bad. By the way.
Yeah. Whereas me, on the other hand, you try and control me, I'll break your fists.
Break your fists.
Yeah, on my fists.
I'm just gonna take your fist and just straight up crush it.
No, like a real. They go to punch you, but you punch their fist as they go to punch you. I think we need more fight scenes like that. That's a real like boss move to be like, oh, you're trying to punch me? I just punched your punch. What are you gonna do about it?
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, well, nothing. I guess. This is really
What can I do?
throwing me off my game. Damn, does this normally happen? Do you go around doing this? Okay. We got a kitsune coming out here.
Do we? Cool.
Yeah, you want to see?
Absolutely. That's awesome.
It's are you familiar with the kitsune?
Yeah, as a fox spirit,
Yeah.
but I don't know too much more about them.
More tails, the more powerful. As they age, they get more tails. They're in the yokai family. They're one of the more powerful spirits. They're known to be quite a deceiving bunch. Like, like in the sort of traditional Japanese, like raccoons are cheeky, fox are little thieving cunts.
Jesus.
Like foxes really get a bad rap, and like a raccoon could be like, tee hee, I just made you eat your own
Well,
shit.
look at the swiper propaganda that Dora
True.
gave us.
Straight from Japan.
Yeah, you know.
But yeah, there's this story about Tanuki being like, haha, you just ate your own poo because I made it look like food. And everyone's like, oh, Tanuki, so funny. And then there's like a fox being like, I stole $5 from you. Like, you prick. I hate you.
You absolute bastard.
I hate you on a personal level. And I hope something bad happens to you today.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not a good time for the old foxes. Although Kitsune does get this sort of special privilege for just being special in general. But yeah, I think that's actually a pretty sick as little picture. I didn't mean for it to look that cool, but you know, these things just happen.
Just when you're balling out, you know, just happens.
When you're balling out?
Yeah, balling out.
Oh, okay. I thought you said bluing out for the first bit.
Balling out.
That's weird.
Hey, that's weird.
That's our new catchphrase for the show, by the way, everyone.
Hey, that's weird.
Yeah.
Hey.
We're gonna have like a big pop up one of these days. It's like, "Buh-duh-buh-buh-buh. Hey, that's weird." It'll be like a segment and everything.
Well, what would the segment be? Just like us talking about weird shit that happened to us?
No, it just comes up randomly.
Right, okay, it's just anything that's just...
No, it literally comes up randomly. Like
we don't
we're not
even
aware
know
of
that
the
it's
time
happening. Right.
or anything like that. It just. Hey, that's weird. And there's like a good chance that it probably was. You know, I don't know what we were talking about.
Weird, yeah.
Were we talking about bombing emus on a very specific scale again?
Yeah, that's highlight of a critical idiocy.
That's weird.
Bombing emus.
I would bomb an emu though. they're awful creatures.
You know, if you're gonna attack a large bird, it's gotta be the cassowary.
That's true, actually. They're proper awful creatures. You know, they can detect your heart rate.
Yeah, and then
They puncture you directly in the heart.
Yeah, it's fucked up.
I wonder if I can show the cutaway camera my picture. The cutaway camera, look at this. This is the picture I made. I hope you guys really like it. There it is. Kitsune. Because I was just in a little bit of a drawing funk today. I was getting real frustrated with it. I was going to draw things and so many different things about the place, and I just couldn't get, like, every time I tried to draw something, the form would just escape me. Like, the lines would be slightly off, and I would notice the perspective was out of place, and, like, arms would be too short, legs would be too short or long. Actually, arms would generally be too long, and legs would
Why do you think that is?
I don't know, but I was like, okay, I need to draw just something new. And so I talked to a good art friend of mine, who I don't know how comfortable they are with being claimed and named. So they're just...
Do I know them?
No, you don't.
Then there you go. I can't pick up on the subtext, guys.
I worked with them for a very short period, and then they kept texting me, and it was really sweet. And we just kept talking about art and
Hell yeah,
video games.
that's nice.
Yeah, I was like, I need a suggestion of something to draw because it's nothing is coming to me right now. They're like, draw a kitsune. I'm like, okay, sure, that's a great idea. So I looked up traditional art style, the kitsune,
Mm-hmm.
and bada bing, bada boom, that's where we're at. We drew a kitsune with a picture of a guy saying existing is art. Oh my god. I just genuinely threw up.
Not this already.
I need to go deal with that.
Well,
I think it's just water, but still.
Jesus.
Okay. I'm gonna go get some
You
tissues.
saw it here first, guys.
I should have cut to the cutaway camera.
Live on Critical Idiocy. Format. I hope.
this might actually be a bannable offence on Twitch.
Really?
Yeah,
Well,
like-
wait. I don't think. Did they see you vomit?
I mean, like, if you go, like, enhance the footage, then yeah, you saw me. Like, I was on screen when I vomited.
Nobody snitch. No snitching.
Okay, I'm gonna do something pretty gross. Yeah, it's just water.
I'm glad you clarified that by smelling it.
I don't know what to do about it. I'm just gonna fall on the table.
How do you recover from it?
I don't know how much I should reveal about myself and you on call, and then me just my body just breaking. Well, whoops.
There you go, guys. This is Critical Idiocy at its finest. I hope you've all enjoyed.
That was critical idiocy. The rest of it has just been the intro for that point. And that was it. We finally did it.
Nothing else matters except for that.
I wonder if anyone in the chat. It seems like no one's currently in the chat.
Oh.
Like people are there, but like there's probably like background noise to them. We're 2 hours into the stream. They've started doing something.
Are we 2 hours into the stream? I didn't even know that.
Yeah, we are.
Time flies when you're having fun.
Time flies when you throw up.
Oh no.
Jessa's cooking at the same time. That's why.
I see.
Sorry.
So you just got the fucking excellent noise and vomit. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was very appetizing whilst you're cooking.
Gonna drink some water. Cass said, yeah, I didn't see the vomit, but boy, did I hear it. You're welcome. I only do favours.
I don't know if that can be ever considered a favour.
It's a favour. They love it. They love me. Yeah, I think I'm gonna continue this because I had a comic.
Yeah.
Once upon a time. You've seen the comic. You've seen the first and the second page of the comic because that's all there is. The one of like you've seen it. This one.
Oh yes, I have seen it.
Yeah.
Yes. I was like,
I think I'm gonna just continue that and just chunk in the text for my short story from there. Once I finish that. Don't listen to that sound.
oh god.
Round 2.
No.
Okay, well, let's do a little animation while I'm here.
Why not? Why not get a little bit of animation going?
Yeah, because my thought is I can if I animate Quildor in the next like 2 hours, 1 hour.
Yeah.
We'll probably only go for 1 more hour. That'll take us to like an hour and a bit. That'll take us to about like 11.
Probably will have finished the wings by then. Guys, this is the thing. Detail work
It's huge.
takes so long. It takes absolute ages.
Who knows? Maybe we sit around for longer then. You know, time flies, and it might just like, I might just
but
not
if you'd like
realize.
to- If you'd like to finish up too again.
Oh no, not soon.
Okay, not soon. I'm chained here forever.
Yeah, Holly, did you not know the agreement that you entered when you signed the devil's contract?
I was gonna say, I gave a blood oath and everything. I should have known.
Yeah. How many contracts do you sign in blood? Did that not raise an eyebrow for you?
No?
Damn.
You know my name, not my story.
Well, my goal, since I've done all the character portraits this week,
Mm-hmm.
my goal for
Yeah, they were all so good. Like, I was so impressed with all of them.
yeah, shout out to Leah. Leah did all the character portraits, and they
No,
are.
but you put together the.
I put them on an A4 page.
Yeah, but cool, and I like the sketches.
Shout out to Leah.
Shout out to Leah for sure.
Yeah.
We love them, but I also think that you did a bit of work framing them, and then also like doing the sketches and everything. So you know.
Where were
Don't
you
say
on
yourself
December
short.
14th? You've been framed. You were. I've got evidence of you at the site of a murder. I've got evidence of you at the site of a murder.
I was at home.
You sure?
Yeah, ask my cat.
I love that idea for a police officer though. Be like, officer, I was at home, and they're like,
You sure about that?
what if you weren't? Tee. Can I ask a cheeky little favor?
Yeah.
Could you paint a little lower?
I was just analysing it.
Oh, okay.
So.
So like,
I can't even look at it. It's fine. It's okay. Alright, now next up I gotta go into a light blue. What do I think the face will be for that?
double D double da, double D double da, double D double da.
I reckon I'll go with this colour here and then move into a turquoise. That'd be cool. Guys, this is every person who paints or does any art has a specific thing that they put in almost every single artwork that they do. Mine is turquoise. Turquoise is my favourite colour. So it's in everything. The parrotfish, the dragon turtle.
How do you feel about epilepsy? Are you ready for this?
I mean, pretty terrible for the people who have it. I'm sure it's not an easy Jesus. How do you feel about
Okay.
epilepsy?
I don't think this would cause epilepsy. It's a fairly jarring set of images,
Okay.
but cutaway cam.
Oh, can they see it?
Well, they'll be able to see it a little
Oh,
bit.
Jesus. The best part is you can't even tell what it is.
Yeah. Okay. So it's raccoon hands. You see the raccoon hands? And there's a tiny raccoon that pops up because then it cuts to a different frame. So if you did have a problem with that, damn. That
If you have a
sucks.
problem with vomit, you're in the wrong spot. You're in the wrong place. You have a problem with raccoons, you're in the wrong place.
True.
You're in the problem with emus,
You're in the right place.
yeah.
Okay. Like, what does a raccoon even look like inside?
Inside?
Like emotionally, like, you know, the
Oh.
colours of a raccoon. Not like a
Depends on the raccoon. Like Quilldor, red.
red. I imagine there's some black in there as well.
Yeah.
Some green from when he sneezed on it by accident and never cleaned it up. That feels like
Green?
very Quilldor
Yeah.
energy. Well, what colour is his snot?
I can imagine if it's just like purple or something. I'm just like, it's an absolute fucking alien.
Plua? I give up. English is too hard. Okay, pure yellow is what I would have said.
Yes. Yeah.
That's what I think of when I think of Quilldor.
Yellow snot.
Yellow snot. Chocolate rain.
Chocolate rain
Sorry,
and
I
yellow
moved away
snot.
from the mic to breathe in. Is that the line? Yeah, it is.
I think so.
Yeah. Good old chocolate rain. Whatever happened to that gentleman? Dead.
He's still moving away from the mic.
Oh, it took so long.
Yeah.
His family miss him. Come back, chocolate rain.
His name's Chocolate.
See, when he says, sorry, I moved away to the mic to breathe in, or the correct grammar version of that, He's talking to himself. It's like a third person thing. Xander. Sorry. I moved away from the mic to breathe in. It's like chocolate rain. Because his name's Chocolate Rain.
Jesus.
Yeah, we got there.
I wonder if that made sense to anybody.
There's a few bits that we do that are just like one of our first bits. I remember thinking this is so far fetched and just nothing. Like if anyone was listening in, I don't remember what the bit was, but I remember thinking this one's for us, you know. This one's...
Bombing emus?
No, weirdly enough, that one I thought had legs. Not once I'm done with them.
I'm so sorry. Anybody who likes emus?
Any emus in the chat? I'm sorry, I apologise.
Well, I'm apparently an emu, so...
You're not in the chat.
No, I'm not.
Oh, Jessa also complimented the wings, by the way.
Oh, thanks.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yeah, I'm working on the light blue.
Was
part
that what
now.
turquoise is?
Huh?
Is
No,
that turquoise?
No. This is turquoise.
Okay.
Yeah, I love turquoise. It's in everything for me. I think it's a really nice accent color too. Works really well to highlight things like blues.
Where's the accent from?
Turkey.
See, that would have been the perfect moment for a cutaway cam to see the disappointment and the slow thought. Yeah, so my goal, now that we've done all the character portraits,
Yeah.
is to put one clip up on one mini picture. If there's one there, you don't have to like madly paint minis every week if you're just not painting minis that week. But yeah.
I mean, I'm painting minis most weeks.
Yeah, you are at the moment.
Yeah.
But yeah, so goal is one story reel,
Mhm.
one clip, and one mini reel,
Nice.
and then whatever other posts come. Like if you finish off a mini, let me know.
Will do. I mean, I still have to work on my parrotfish, but I only just finished my exams. And then I've been pretty busy.
Oh,
since
hella
finishing
busy.
them. But I'm hoping that that'll calm down soon. Because, you know, I have not had a break since this time last year.
Hey, ooh. Hey, stomach.
Hey, stomach.
Here we go. Oh, look at this
It's
picture.
me digesting all of those children.
Were any of them emus?
You know what? That would make me a cannibal, so yes. So yes, absolutely.
Look at this lovely picture of a raccoon. Wait for it. You can look at this one if you want. This is the image I'm talking about.
Yeah. It's cute.
Yeah. So many little inspirations for Quildo.
Yeah, Quildo's such a G.
Do you think when Quildo gets really happy, his brain releases quill endorphins? Which are like, I want to flavor them like tiny little Quildors. Like I imagine Quildor is run by smaller
Yeah,
Quildors within Quildor.
that's what releases when he kills someone.
The good quill endorphins.
NyQuil door. Makes him sleep. Makes him sleep.
Oh, I thought that would make other people sleep.
Oh, maybe.
That's like his murder choice.
Maybe.
Like you've got what is the actual one called? NyQuil?
NyQuil, I think is just what it's called.
Yeah, NyQuil. You've got NyQuil, which puts you to sleep, and then you've got NyQuildor, which puts you into the long sleep. Death.
Forever.
Do you ever think about that?
Death?
Quildor.
No. Yeah. Sadly, I have to think about Quildor most weeks. And then I terrify myself by the thoughts that enter into that raccoon's mind.
Yeah, do you sleep at night?
Nah.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I never sleep at night.
Oh, true, actually.
Yes, low-key an insomniac.
Yeah. Same. Yeah. I'm finding again. Like if I've got something to wake up for, sure, yeah, then I can sort of map my sleep schedule around it. But if I've got nothing to wake up for, it's just like, don't go to sleep. What are you going to sleep for? What do you need to rest for? There's nothing to rest for. So yeah, low-key, insomnia.
Damn.
That's what beavers make.
Nature's best engineers.
Do you know beavers make dams out of like compulsion? They hate the sound of running water because it means there's a hole in their dam. But so biologically they like hate the sound of running water.
Wow.
So if you like play running water around a beaver, it's like it's not quite torture, but it's not happy for them either.
That is dark.
Yeah, some scientist was like, wow, this beaver is really annoyed. Just trying to get it to pee.
Get it to pee. No.
You don't think beavers should pee?
No, I don't think they should be forced to.
Oh, but like if you get a bit of stage fright, you play some waterfall sound effects. You make
Can't
like
say I've ever played that for myself, but I guess, sure.
you get like that little, I think it's a Japanese thing, it might be Chinese, but that log that slowly fills with water, and when it fills it tips over and clunk, comes back down and then fills with water
Oh,
and
that's
then
it.
clunk. You get like some gentle like meditation chimes going.
To pee?
Yeah,
Okay.
get meditative, get calm, relax your muscles. Just
I didn't know that.
that's why people hate like the sound of Niagara Falls and stuff when they need to pee.
Yeah, that's fair.
See, I just hate Niagara Falls.
Why do you hate Niagara Falls? I've never been, so...
Too big.
Too big?
Yeah, give me a smaller waterfall. Like, what are you doing? Do you know that could have been like a big art? You could have put one big art there, and instead you put a waterfall there. What's up, God?
I was about to say, you talking shit to God? Is this what
Oh,
it's happening?
absolutely.
Okay. I see.
What are you saying, Cass? Cass said deer scare a thing, and I don't know what the deer are so afraid of. Is it beavers? Or is it
no,
Niagara
I think
Falls?
that's the log that fills with water.
Oh, is that what that's called?
I'd assume so.
Is that for scaring deer? No, it's like in the Zen gardens, that little log that conk. It calmly goes conk. Surely that doesn't scare deer away.
I mean,
Deer are like, what machination of the modern world is this? Don't let me, lest I be caught in your consumerist ways.
wow,
That's for scaring deer? That's bizarre. Do you know why deer are afraid of it?
because it makes a loud noise.
No, it's actually quite quiet.
It's a sudden noise.
I guess it's a little sudden. Cass says search it. Cass, we're streaming. I'll search it later.
But now I'm curious.
Did you, Holly?
I don't know why I have to suffer in this way.
Can you feel your leg at night?
Oh my god.
I hope that's a reference people get.
Only sometimes.
Oh yeah. You got it, you got it.
Hell yeah, we are making progress.
Making progress, making progress, making progress. What do you think about that for Quill's arms?
No, sorry.
No, good.
What's he doing? Slapping someone?
No, like he's being held in hands.
Oh yeah, yeah,
And he's
yeah.
doing
yeah. Accurate. Hell yeah.
Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes. Take some bacon and I put it in a pancake. Making pancakes, making bacon pancakes, making pancakes.
I've never heard that before.
It's an Adventure Time song.
I've never watched Adventure Time.
They've got some banging songs in Adventure Time.
I've heard that it's really good, but
The lore is so deep in Adventure Time.
Hell yeah.
Adventure Time was what it would be like if you and I made a show collaboratively. Like, I would throw up occasionally and you would make sure the lore is in line.
Hell yeah. The most important part of this all is throwing up, because it really connects with the audience. Everybody loves vomit.
They're like, wow, I threw up.
You know what I've never understood? Why are some people scared of vomit? Like, where does the fear come from? Is it like the sound, or
Like-
do you think it's like the actual sight of vomit, or?
I know people who throw up, like, this sounds a bit wanky to call it this, but like throw up empathically.
Oh, really?
Like, you see someone else throwing up and your body's like, I should throw up too.
Throw up, yeah.
So we would
think I
always
know.
make vomit noises around.
You would?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
They'd be like trying to talk about something, you'd be like, oh. Just interrupt.
That's savage. And for what?
What
Alright.
is it good for?
I think we are.
Weezer. That's Weezer Blue. Oh my god. What's that Weezer sound? No, that's Sweet Child of Mine. Hey Cass, what's the Weezer sound? Can you type out the Weezer sound for me?
Would you know from typing?
Yes.
Okay.
Just type out it like if it was ska. Ska? Yeah, ska. No, scat. Yeah, scat. Scat's the one. Ska's the people in fedoras and like checkered clothing. Do you know ska?
No, I don't think I do.
Killed Mufasa.
Is it too late to talk about a Chronicles?
Cass says the Weezer song goes no. And I think there's more notes to it than that, actually. I think it's like a set of 5 notes. Well, that's just one. So I'd work on your ska if I was you. But I really want to say good attempt, and I appreciate the effort. I am the one who knocks.
Alright, so a progress report. I don't know if you guys can see that very well, but I've added all of the gradient shifts for the feathering. But yeah, we've gone down from this base colour of pink to purple, then blue, then light blue. And then we're going to work on the inside of the wings. I'm thinking we go green. And then at the very top, red, because those are my core colours. Strictly speaking, macaws don't have, I guess well, they don't really have pink on them, is the thing, and they don't have specific purples, but, you know, we're mixing things up because I think this is a nice gradient, so...
No, it's very nice.
Yeah.
You know what it is?
What?
Look at those colours and tell me what it is.
Well, they're all related. Yeah,
It's bisexual.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah.
I like men and women.
Solve me this riddle. Alright. So yeah, I think it turned out really well so far. We're still going to do some dry brushing on there, which will pick out the highlights and use a brighter colour for that.
I understand what Cass is saying now.
What?
She says, please refer to the message above. No. She wants me to read it multiple times. So like it's, the scar is always no, but it's no, 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 no. Oh, I don't think that's Weezer. So I think you got it wrong. Sorry, Cass.
Oh no.
What happens if I look up Weezer meme on YouTube? Oh, I was looking at Trophy. Oh, hello.
Oh.
Is that your phone?
No. I
It's
think
not
that's
my
it.
phone.
Holy shit.
You just got a text message.
No, I don't think that was me, no. Oh,
Was it you?
no.
Let me
It
check.
was not. Leah just sent me a friend request on Facebook.
Aww.
That's wholesome. I thought we were already friends on Facebook. That's wholesome. I love that. I love Leah.
Sorry.
I was about to say, Leah, if you're watching, much love always. Is this the Weezer meme?
I don't think it's the Weezer meme. Okay, we're gonna need to watch a little bit of a Schlatt video.
You know what meme we do need?
What?
A Wheatus meme.
What's Wheatus?
The Teenage Dirtbag.
Oh, sure. Oh my god, Black Adam? Oh my god, we got an ad for a
Black
thing.
Adam.
Is Black Adam DC or Marvel?
DC.
Oh, okay.
Also found it funny that they got The Rock to play Black
The
Adam.
Rock is Black Adam?
Didn't you see that in the trailer?
Hmm?
Didn't you see that in the trailer? You
No,
were
I
just
skipped it before Rock showed up.
Okay. I like how you refer to him as just Rock.
He's not The Rock.
He's just Rock.
Dwayne Rock Johnson. Rock Dwayne Johnson. Please refer to my first message in this chat. Oh my god, did you put Scar above and I wasn't paying attention? Fuck you. Okay.
Hello, little kitty cats.
This is the thing. Oh my god, the cat's got in?
Yes, we've been visited by the babies.
Damn it. Pete,
Yes, I love cats so much.
okay, you ready for the
Yes.
notes?
I'm always ready.
Goes. "Boo-da-boo-da-boo-da-boo." Yeah, the cat came in. I think you're getting texts as well if you left your phone in here.
No, my iPad's collecting it.
Okay.
Come on, kitty cats.
Is it both of them or just one of them?
Both of them.
Oh wow.
Come on, Giselle.
Have fun with that.
Where's he going?
He's gone under the table.
Let's get one at a time. How's your camera's working?
Really well,
Pretty
actually.
good, yeah.
Happy with it? No.
Very happy. We got a nice focus in right now. Do you want to pop
Guys.
from here?
Huh?
The cat? Are you patting the cat?
Yeah, I love cats. Guys, this cat is best.
It's coming to you.
No.
Come on, buddy. Rock and roll.
We're adding some green, but stick with it because the colour's going to be better, I promise. Right now it looks a bit too dark, but it'll look better eventually. It gets better eventually.
Hey guys, this is a message from us to you.
Yeah.
It doesn't get better.
Oh god, no, don't say that.
It's always Weezer.
It's always sunny in Philadelphia, it's always Weezer.
See, that's how it should have gone, Cass. But yeah, do you think it's more? Do you think would you classify this Gynosphinx?
Gynosphinx, yeah.
Gynosphinx as more bisexual or more Weezer? Or what's the difference?
I was about to say, Weezer is bisexual.
Is it? I actually don't know. I wouldn't be surprised.
I don't think it is at all. Anything can be bisexual if you want it to be.
That's true, including Weezer.
Yeah. I never understood the hate for bisexuality, but you know, hate comes from somewhere. So, but I just think it's lame.
Yeah. Fair play. I agree.
Yeah, sorry, that was just a random aside, but you know,
It was a fairly reasonable statement.
yeah, it's one biphobia pisses me off so much, but it's fine.
I know, it's such like a weird pedantic point a lot of the
Oh,
time.
exactly, and it's like, why is it any of your business? It's the same thing as like people who have a go about gender identity. It's like, why does it matter to you? Like, literally, why does it matter to you? It's fucking weird that people are like sitting up at night, fucking frothing at the mouth over somebody's gender identity. Like, calm down.
The same line of reasoning that often I find comes out of people who are biphobic is like, if you come out as gay or something, they're like, you know, it might be a phase, just think about it for a second. Bitch, you're suggesting to be bisexual and then you come out as bisexual and they're like,
No, that can't be true.
you've got to pick a side.
You know, the hell.
No, guess what? Don't.
I just don't see the point in that at all. Like, that's just such harmful rhetoric for the sake of being harmful rhetoric.
We love a good bit of rhetoric. Rhetoric's such a good word. I just sent Cass a thing on rhetoric.
Rhetoric, yeah.
Yeah. And like what rhetoric is, like it being logical but emotive.
People can't fathom that you can like both, so they assume it's a temporary state. Yeah. You know what that's called? Idiots. I relate to polyamory. Like, most peeps just think you can't want multiple partners. Yeah.
I think it's because the noise again. I think it's because people see things as a default norm. So they see heterosexuality as a default norm, and they also see monogamy as a default norm. But it's like, but I think they forget that these kinds of things just exist on a spectrum. And what?
And Weezer is on that spectrum.
Yeah.
On the spectrum of bisexuality. Yes, continue, sorry.
No, I forgot what I was going to say. You distracted me too much with the Weezer is on that spectrum.
Weezer takes over all.
Yeah. I also think it's annoying that most of the laws that we have and like activism relates to, if we're taking a polyamory approach, relate to monogamy. So, you know, same-sex marriage, but only if it's with one partner. And it's like, okay. And then marriage in general, but only if it's with one partner. And it's like, why? You really did not think or invest in learning at all.
Invest in your learning, everyone.
Yeah. It literally costs you nothing to be just nice, just to be a decent person, just be kind. You know, like, why does it matter to you what other people are doing? I just, you know, it's me getting angry. Salty.
Oh. Or sweet. No, that's not the ad. The ad is sour or sweet. Pringles. No, not Pringles. What's the thing?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
First they're sour, then they're sweet. And it's like a picture. It's like the candy like.
Oh yeah.
Puts up like a fake wall, and the bike rider runs into it and breaks their leg, and the thing gives it a band-aid. Sweet and sour. Is it just called sweet and sour?
Maybe. How do you do with sour things in general?
Yeah, I just don't like.
I don't really find them.
If I'm being masochistic, I'll go for the big guns. I don't need like a low dose of masochism.
Or something.
Or like just eating a chili.
Oh yeah, okay.
That's at least funny.
I have seen you eat a chili before.
Was it at Lucky's?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Excellent.
But yeah, like if I'm gonna be in pain, I at least want it to be funny. Not this like low dose of like, now my mouth is stingy and it's uncomfortable to eat other foods. So yeah, down with sour things, I think.
Down with sour things? Yeah, I don't really find them to be uncomfortable to eat.
Really?
No. I'm too small for that.
Built different.
Built different. You know me. Yeah, I think the addition of the green actually is really tying it all together. Really looking pretty snaz. Thoughts on the green?
Yeah.
It's gonna be lighter. I'm not gonna leave it. Like
Okay,
that, but,
cool.
you know.
Yeah, that was gonna be my only point.
Yeah,
looks
I'm
good.
gonna do a bit more of a heavy dry brush on that part.
It feels like an ad for a beer company or something.
Dry brush?
The heavy dry.
Heavy dry. Dry brushes are really good for things like feathers because they have a lot of texture on there. So essentially when you're using a dry brush, you're picking out the highlights of a raised surface. So you're leaving the base colour, but you're adding a lot of emphasis to things like the lines where the feathers would catch. So I think a dry brush should be on almost every single model. But, you know, people will say that it's too basic a technique. I think they're wrong.
But there's a reason, like, it's such a trope, though. It's because it freaking works.
And it really just
Getting it
changes
neutral
the
style.
model. There's a lot of people that say the same thing about washes. I personally am a bit of a wash hater, though. I just don't think that they're necessary. I think that they dull down colours too much, and if you didn't want a bright colour, you shouldn't have put it in that spot.
Do better, artists.
No, get a fucking grip. And you can always use things like glazes, which are technically like a wash, but they are not as strong, I guess, and you're not making a specific solution to pull in recesses and to give you depth of colour. You're assigning depth of colour to, it could be even a raised edge, it doesn't have to be a pool of a recess or anything like that.
As long as you always have lunch.
Back to Bob Ross.
What's up with Bob Ross?
And back to my Bob Ross
Oh, okay.
discussion.
Do you know Bob Ross had a pet squirrel?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not surprised.
He used to have it. It was even cuter. It was a squirrel with anxiety that he would keep in his pocket
Oh.
for like some episodes, so you can see when he got his squirrel because it sits in his pocket as he paints, just as he calmly talks away.
Hell yeah. I think everybody should embody the calm of Bob Ross at least once at a time in their life. What?
I looked up raccoon attack because I was like, I need an image of a raccoon with its mouth open.
Yeah.
I saw the end results of a raccoon attack.
Pretty savage?
Incredibly so.
Yeah, they have those little hands.
I reckon it's all in the teeth that they did what I saw. Let's look up raccoon with open mouth. Better be specific for Google. Otherwise Google's like, did you want to see? Oh, you're looking up raccoons. You wanted to see mutilation. No, Google.
This is how you get on the watch list.
Google showing you raccoon mutilation.
Yep. After talking about emu bombings.
This is how Google gets even with us.
Absolutely.
Like this is your fate. Okay. Bop or flop raccoons.
Bop or flop?
Yeah, do you know bop or flop?
No.
It's
I'm assuming, is it good or bad?
yeah.
Yeah.
You sound so disappointed. Yeah. Would be that, wouldn't it?
Would be.
Basic. Oh, my
I'm just not sure the bop only applies to sound though, does it? Oh no, maybe I'm just like old as fuck.
Oh, like it you can generalize.
Okay.
You can
Anything can be a bop.
yeah. Words don't have meanings anymore.
God.
You called?
What?
What'd
Oh. No, I thought I fucked up, but it's okay. We brought it back in the end. We got there. We got there in the end. We did it.
We always made it back to Weezer.
It's all about Weezer here.
It is. We love Weezer. Hey Weezer. Hey. Twitter, do your thing. Bring us Weezer. Bring us in an unmarked bag to the
I
park.
was about to say, we're ransoming Weezer.
Twitter, do your thing. Ransom Weezer. Hey, don't you yell at me.
I was about to say the timing.
The head of Weezer? No, the whole bit of Weezer. I want them to still be able to play their lovely, lovely music. What are these? Like, what happens when Frozen 3 comes out? Is that already out? I wouldn't be surprised. What happens when
No,
Frozen?
I haven't even watched Frozen 2.
Well, that's a
That's
sin in the Lord of our name, Weezer.
I was about to say that's bad, and I get bullied for it a lot. I need to do that this holidays.
Good. I'm glad you're at least on it.
Yeah, I'm on top of it. What?
Jesso said the head of Weezer. I was like, no, we want the whole Weezer.
Right.
How they perform for Frozen 4 if they don't have their whole bodies. Jed's like, Jed, that's the name, my cat.
I was about to say.
Jesso is like, I'll just get rid of this head that I don't have. Yikes. You better put that back on their body, Jesso.
Yeah, some super glue to be fine.
They need that. What are these? Weezer, but they're all Swedish Chef.
Oh
I don't know.
Weezer, but they're all emo.
What are these halls?
That's the one.
Is it?
I don't know. I wouldn't have said that was emo, but it could be. If you believe it is, sure.
That's my philosophy essay.
If you believe it is, then it is.
Yeah. They asked me like, what is ethical? And I'm like, whatever you want to be, man.
Yeah, that's fine.
Did I tell you about that?
I don't think so. I know you told me about your bossa nova discussion. I don't know if you've spoken about that on stream, but it could be interesting to raise that.
If you believe in fatalism, that the world occurred as it did, and that like, well, if for things to have happened, it had to happen like that. Fatalism. I'm just explaining fatalism 3 times in a row, just in case you want to know. So fatalism. Fatalism is when things happen fatefully. Fortuitously. Fate. My iPad died.
That
And
is fate.
But like, okay, you're like, okay, that fate. You're like, well, sure, I have an iPad and I use an iPad because it's a useful tool to me. But by using that tool, am I then condoning all the ways that that tool came to be? First, we look at directly how that tool came to be. Like, if I was talking about bossa nova, I could talk about the artist and if I support the artist directly. But then as a broader sort of understanding, like how this iPad came to be with all of the deaths that surround it. Like if you just want to go from like a mega zoomed out historical point of view, you'd be like, well, tons of people died around the place and that sort of came to this point of the iPad. But if you want to look from a more zoomed in point of view historically to sort of give it a bit more credence, then I could say like all the workers that were unfairly treated, all the people, like they've got suicide nets on top of those buildings for a reason. All the people that died in the poor working conditions and sort of stuff like that, you're like, well, if I condone the existence of this iPad up to this point, then I condone the actions that the iPad came to come from. Came to come from? Yeah, that weirdly that works. That is grammatically correct, weirdly enough, I think. And so that applied to bossa nova as well, because the bossa nova came from a time. The bossa nova is protest music, weirdly enough, because it doesn't sound very protesty, but hidden in the dissonance is little bits of protest, because music was heavily controlled at the time to sort of present a unified image of Brazil. That's not how that song goes, but they do have that fun little bit where it's a big instrumental. It's like tequila, but the tequila of Brazil. Brazil.
I was wondering if you were going to say tequila or Brazil, but there you go.
And but yeah, it was just like the ethics that by condoning the creation of bossa nova, we get to if you're like, I like bossa nova and I wanted it to occur, you are existing with some responsibility to those who died. And there's also the devil's chord. That's a good little one. Like if you like a tritone on a piano, do you know how many people died for the tritone back in medieval times?
No, how many?
A surprising amount. It was the devil's chord. If you played it, you were worshipping the devil because it sounded weird.
Hell yeah.
I don't know how many, but I think like at least 10.
Damn, I thought I had a plastic tip for this.
Are you finishing
I
up?
do. No, I'm
Good.
swapping brushes.
Excellent.
Do you want me to finish up?
No, we got plenty of time still.
Good.
Um,
I'm swapping to a detail red brush. Sorry.
No, all good. But then the end of my essay was just like, so my essay looked at a few different points of view, and they were like, this point of view would state that this is unethical, and it is. And this point of view is ethical, and it is. And then my end of my essay was like, the reason that they are ethical and unethical is simply because you believe them to be so. in a deeper way than just from. I looked at it from a metaphysical perspective rather than a ethical one, though. Like, it was that because you believed it to be so, because whatever you believed to be a reality was your reality, because your perception is all that constructs it. So that was the final point, not.
Has
Not
your
that just,
opinion
like-
on it changed at all since you wrote the essay?
No, I think it's a fairly like universal point, which is why it like it's difficult to argue against, which is why I think it comes to me so much, because like other things, like taking an ethical stand for just like the sort of transcendental understanding of it, well then you've got whole problems with transcendentalism where you just nitpick essentially. You nitpick until transcendentalism falls down, or like the person provides their exceptions to their rules, or if it's transcendentalism from a godly standpoint, then you've got all the arguments against God.
Okay.
Whereas no one's really argued with the presence of perception, I found.
Yeah, I don't really think you can.
It's a difficult one. And if you base it off a presence of perception, if you base it off of perception, then the groundwork is pretty solid to rebut. Like
This part is stressful. I'm getting the edges, sorry.
no, that's all good.
Just so I can make sure that it looks as good as possible.
No, get it, work it. What am I gonna do? I'm just gonna wave my fingers a little bit. I guess it's just up to me to chat now.
Yeah.
Did I say what my plans were now that we've done all the channel portraits?
I think you touched on it a little bit, but you know.
Yeah. 3 posts a week. 1 art, 1 mini, 1 clip. And the clip will probably be a reel because it's going to be in video format anyway. I'll just post it as a reel, but one of the other 2 will hopefully be a reel as well. Maybe 4 posts a week is better. Oh, really? Yeah, maybe 4 posts a week, because we don't want our page to be filled up exclusively with reels as well. I think when we start posting more often, I'll be able to like throw in a few random pictures as well. Like if we just start up a game, we get the setup. I'll just take a picture of the table or something like that and post it.
How are you feeling about the progress of it so far now that we've got the Instagram up and running a little bit more?
A little slow on the reels. I was promised great things from the reels. And the
Who
first one
promised you those great things.
uh
Yeah.
mostly Instagram.
Yeah. Instagram's a bitch.
Oh my god, someone just posted on my account. You're like, you're so talented. Thanks.
Hell yeah, man.
Comics That Kill. Comics That Kill loves a stand-up. We'll just probably like it. I think there's a high chance that that's a bot. But I'm not sure, so we're just gonna do a casual little like of that one. What was I saying? Yeah, the first reel flopped real hard. Real hard.
I was about to say, no pun intended. Except, always a pun intended.
Yeah, if you're ever questioning if the pun was intended,
Always.
it's too late. The puns have already won. But yeah, it got shown to less people than our normal posts do. Okay, it's been shown to 118 people. And our normal posts... Okay, now our most seen posts have been shown to 92 people. Generally, we get shown to about 50 people. So, that's better than the base. But I feel still like I still feel like generally it gets up to 1,000 or so as a little basic bastard, especially if you're following a trend. And I thought I did follow a trend on that one, although I think I failed in the fact that I should have had the audio change. No, the on-screen text change quicker. I put it only as 2 blocks of text, even though it's like 4 lines that the character says, that the sort of the audio says. So, yeah, I think by putting it as 2 lines, with the first one being so long that I sort of lose audience captivation really quickly, as they're like, I've read this. What does my brain do for the next like 4 seconds while I wait for this? I'm just gonna scroll away, and then
Right.
Instagram doesn't like the fact that they scroll away. They're like, your content isn't being interacted with or seen very much.
Bastard Instagram.
Screw you, you don't get as much prioritization within the algorithm. So yeah, that should be for the next run. That should be the focus of not having it stay on one screen too long.
Cool.
Which may actually not be the next one, because the next one is hopefully going to be Quildor's show your paws and then show the face.
Origin story.
And with that, it'll probably be that for the entire time that it's like show the paws, the little hands will be on screen. And technically, I could have animated like a little grip and grip, like a little hand doing like this thingy. But that just seemed like a pain. See, I've also got to balance it with how much effort I physically have available to me. Did I just get a shot? Oh, yes, I am.
What?
Oh, I just, my hands, when I did big hand gesture, my
There.
fingers out of frame. So that's another thing I've got to think about. Which I've either got to think about it or just straight up get better at it. So we'll see which one of those happens. But judging from history, likely I'll just think about it and probably try and be as efficient as I can with it to manage the amount of drawings I have to do before I can move on to the next project. But yeah, another thing that I had to think about was being careful not to post too many of my own character alone. Because I just draw June sometimes when I'm just sitting around. I'm like, oh, I could post that. So you may notice that most of my June posts are going on my personal Instagram.
Ooh.
I've got 8 messages? Oh my god. Oh my good gravy.
Popular.
You liking my post. But yeah, like the little Quildor things and stuff like that. I still feel like I've got this Abelard animation which I could throw around somewhere. But I just need the right moment for it. I don't know what to do with it.
Is
I
that
think-
the walk cycle?
Yeah. The longer that it waits to be nothing, the higher chance that it will just exist on my Instagram. Which actually flopped in the reels as well, honestly.
Yeah.
They did not like the Abelard walk cycle, but they don't usually like my more experimental pieces.
Experimental versus regular art, or
Like a actually funny reel or something. Like
Yeah, okay.
Actually, no, it's weird with which ones they like and which ones they don't. But Chronicles, like there was one I had of a dude sitting on a ridge with a cone for a head, and that one.
yeah, I remember that.
That one got good interaction. I was so surprised. That's for only having almost 4,000 views. It's got the same amount of likes ish that my top viewed one has, which is weird. Yeah, 196 likes on this one, which is just a character pulling its eye out and putting it back in. But this and that one got almost double the views. This one has 221 likes, and is. But yeah, half the amount of views, which is weird. It's all about finding that little viral spot, you know? And I hope if we just, grind our face against this grindstone, we get that little viral snippet that gets us. Like, what would be best, what would be absolutely amazing, is if one of the clips from our stream, other people use it as their audio, and then boom, that's so much content generated from us, from like a single thing that we've done. But that is, we need some real iconic quotes to get that going. So that is mucho difficult. But yeah, we're just I thought we would have more success more quickly on Instagram if I followed the system well enough. And they said, you know, post 3 times a week, that sort of thing. And so I was trying to do that. It's only been 2 weeks, to be fair. But still, no, the Instagram's been a little slow from what I want for it. But you know, I reckon I give it like 3 more weeks, and we'll see if we get. Like, I'm not looking for instant viral sort of thing, but like a 8,000 views, or a 4,000 views, or even 1,000. That'd be something that I could confidently say, where my iPad just proper died. We're advertising to a larger audience than where.
I have a power bank. Do you want to use that?
No, I'm just gonna. We only got like half an hour left of the stream. That'll
Sure.
take us to 11, and then we'll finish up.
We might get the wings done. We'll definitely get the base done. I think it's looking pretty good.
Yeah, it's looking excellent.
Might need to touch up some little bits. And I totally forgot to do this part, so we're doing it now.
Excellent. But yeah, if we got like 1,000 views, I would be confident in saying that the Instagram is valid in its existence and the amount of effort we're putting into it by giving us further reach and advertisement. Whereas currently, where we're getting like 50 to 100 for the amount of effort we're putting into those posts, it feels like there's probably better places to put in effort like that to try and get the effects we want out of it. But that's my thoughts on it right now. We'll see how that
Cool.
changes in like 3 weeks' time.
No, it's just too thick.
Because the other thing is, I've been doing the art like pretty exclusively for the stream at the moment. I've got soon enough I will be animating my school project again, which will be a big sap on the amount of art time I do. So hopefully the Instagram can pick up its bootstraps so that when less comes from it, when I give less to it, it produces more. In a you've done well in the algorithm before, have another go, try kind of way. Yeah, it's really coming along. I see all the colours coming through.
Yeah, thank you.
How's that green coming? Do you reckon that's the final shade you'll settle on, or you're gonna
No,
push the
I'm gonna-
lighter?
I'm gonna go for lighter, I think.
Excellent.
I think lighter would look better. Don't you?
Yes, I do. To sort of fade between that really light green that you're painting, blue, sorry, that you're painting on now.
Yeah.
And what colour do you think you'll go for that top segment?
I'm thinking we'd go red.
Oh, like a what?
Like
Even
a
with what sort of red? Like a real vibrant red? Like
Yeah,
a
I'm thinking so. But
Excellent.
you know, your base always has to start a little bit worse than the final. But I don't know if we'll get to the final tonight. We'll see.
cool.
But the dry brush will be brighter, and hopefully that'll pick out some more colours, and then that'll look better.
Excellent.
Better than what we've got.
That's always what we aim for.
I'm just trying to get better out here.
Anything fun on for the next week?
Not off the top of my head, no.
Do you reckon we'll be good for a D&D game this coming Friday?
Yeah, I think my week will most likely just be prep for that, because I haven't really started writing the next session
Yeah.
properly, or started doing the minis and the. Sorry, I'll keep that in shot.
Oh,
as we
that's
move
alright.
forward.
We can always swap to another camera.
Yeah, that's alright. We're doing well so far, but yeah, I think I still have to paint some minis and things for that. Probably do some terrain as well, and then see where that goes. What about you? What are you thinking?
This week for me,
Yeah.
I had a little bit of a wondrous week this week for the beginning of it.
Okay.
Whoa.
Every time I'm just knocking shit over always.
Tomorrow, I'm going to see not Pablo Escobar. Who's the Cubist? Yeah, Pablo Picasso. Then the day after, I'm going thrifting
Hell yeah.
in the city. We've gone.
Maybe we go. This is the base, and then this is the highlight.
Yeah, no, that looks
That'll
good.
look sick.
That was my thought as soon as I saw the colours, which I think is a positive thing.
Yeah.
But after that, yeah. My goal for this week is to remember to make some clips of the videos that we already have.
Nice.
Like, find at least 2 funny moments, clip them, put them on the Insta. And once I've clipped them to put them on Instagram, I can also put them on YouTube, because YouTube likes some shorts as well. YouTube says, good job for doing shorts. Everyone wants that short format video.
Alright, this is gonna be scary when I put it on, but you know.
Except Twitch. I don't think Twitch is super into it. Like, Twitch is fine with it, and they're like, hey, that's good enough job. But YouTube and Instagram, they're like, holy shit, feed me the algorithm. Let's go back to that tie angle. So yeah, that's my week pretty much. It's just the 2 things this weekend, and then...
What are you hoping to get out of thrifting? Do you have like a set, like I'm thrifting for pants or like...
No, I could do with another set of pants, but I don't generally find many things thrifting. That's not true at all. Most of my wardrobe is thrifted. Most of my wardrobe is either stolen from someone else or thrifted.
Nice.
They're probably all wondering where their clothes are, but done in. Did I say this camera gives me big play school vibes?
Yeah, you did.
Hmm.
Oh no, we went out of focus. Very sorry.
No, it's alright. And it's not that that camera's really good at refocusing.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's... I'm trying to think of what more thoughts I have about the place.
Anybody got any questions?
Yeah.
Feel free to ask. Can be Dungeons and Dragons related, can also not be.
Yeah, just ask.
Just ask any questions.
We did have a r/ask me anything for a long while.
Anyway.
Yeah, we're back for Media Monday.
Oh, that's pleasant.
I think that's how Monty came on. It was during a...
An r/ask me anything.
Yeah.
Maybe we need to bring back the r/ask me anything.
I feel like that invites destruction. Remember our very first viewer of Chronicle Stream?
Yeah. No, that was Critical Idiocy, wasn't it? Or Chronicle, or was it Chronicle Engine?
I think it was on the Chronicle page. It was the first stream on the Chronicle page, was the first Critical Idiocy episode. Because that's why it didn't save.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. What do these... Oh, my iPad's dead. Let's go through and last 2 weeks ago I showed you a bunch of sounds that I had and thoughts of possible reels.
Yeah.
Let's go through and do that again.
Hell yeah.
Oh, I've got a message.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's from me. Lovely. BoJack Horseman. Everyone loves a bit of a BoJack Horseman sound. So these first 2 are BoJack Horseman sounds, I think. You ready for them?
Yeah.
So this one, I don't know, okay, I feel like I've gone a bit too, not for my thoughts more than what I've posted, because we haven't posted that much yet. I've gone a bit too edgy. Not a bit too edgy, but like a lot of it is edgy, is more what I'm saying. It could work, but it's pretty edgy. So.
I feel bad about what happened. So, you're apologizing? Yes. I'm sorry. Okay. I don't forgive you. Herb, I said I'm sorry. Yeah. And I do not forgive.
Yeah, that was one of the ones I was like, that's, damn, the feelings. The real heartstring pullers. But I couldn't think of...
I don't think we've had enough
story come out.
Yeah, or emotional moments for that to be the thing.
That's what I was going to do it mostly. Like every time I see one of these, I'm like, June's backstory. Perfect. Because that's technically meant to be public information already.
Is it?
Yes.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Which is good for you to know now for like what you want to put in the backstory, because I plan to release that as a little novelty thing.
Sure.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I'm sorry I didn't make that more clear.
No, that's alright.
So now I feel like, oh,
now I know.
Hold my cards a bit closer to my chest on this one. I'll not put that in June's backstory, sort of thing.
Oh no, that's okay. Like, you're free to do whatever you want in June's backstory. I just have to think about how June's backstory would interact with everybody else's backstory.
Mm-hmm. Oh, that's just a post about how to be flexible, this next one, but that doesn't really count. So when I started like thinking about which drawings would be the quickest,
Yeah.
underneath this one I wrote only 3 drawings. Cool face. What is it?
Wow, it sure does smell like Rome dog in here.
This is the wrong dog one.
Oh, buddy. Ask.
But yeah, I don't know who's our mentally disturbed character.
I think they're all mentally disturbed in different ways.
There's one about hair growth.
Nice.
Oh, this is what I was gonna do for Pride.
Animals that are gay sometimes. Bonobos, penguins, giraffes, tigers, lions, ducks, swans, elephants, dolphins, sheep, laboratory flies, dragonflies, lizards, tortoises, gorillas, orangutans, spotted hyenas, walruses, warthogs, gray whales, orcas, sea lions, and me.
Yeah. But the thing about this one
Yeah.
is, let's just count the drawings real quick.
Happy Pride Month. Here's some animals that are gay sometimes. Bonobos, penguins, giraffes, tigers, lions, ducks, swans, elephants, dolphins.
Bit of effort on that one.
Yeah.
Apparently this. Oh, so I sent a sound to Leah, and Leah, I was like, this could be your character, and Leah was like, nah, that could be Meg's character. And I don't know if I played this sound before, but this one's pretty good as well. This one's David Bowie, so get ready for it.
Yeah.
Thinking of Malin.
Sometimes, when I'm at a McDonald's, I wait until nobody's looking. And then I stick my hand inside the straw dispenser and touch all the straws.
Yeah. I was so surprised by how chaotic Malin was.
Malin's Meg's very good at that.
Yeah.
She did screen acting. Meg's like a proper trained actor.
Yeah,
And, like,
see, I
multiple
feel like
respects. She played the dragon in Shrek the Musical.
Yo.
Yeah,
Really?
really.
Yo. That's sick.
So if you ever want to embarrass Meg at D&D, just throw in a few little references in there, and she's like,
no.
"Oh,
That's
what is
not
that?"
really my style, but you know, in conversation, blindside with the dragon. That's funny. I didn't know that at all.
Are you ready for this one? This one
Yeah.
was going to be for Abelard and Juniper, because at the end of it, when I drew like Abelard healing Juniper or buff,
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this could be that.
Hey, you know who's gay? Us. Hey, you know.
Hell yeah.
What's this one? Is this?
Just so you know, Mom, I am
Oh.
about to do something. It's very, very big, very important. When you hear about it, you're going to be very proud.
I didn't know what to do for that one, but I thought there was definitely something there. I wrote this one was for Meg's character, but I'm not sure what this one is.
Guess what? I love you.
You love me. Guess what, Mom?
What?
I'm gonna kick your ass.
Oh, that's Quildor. That's a Quildor one.
That is cool. Quildor's just the most rabid fucking.
Meg doesn't have a choice in this. Quildor
No,
is a
I
monster.
felt bad after I thought about it. I was like, I just did what came to my mind, and I was like, Quildor has been in the forest, like just with this swamp witch. Quildor's probably over it.
Quildor's not even like from the forest.
No.
Quildor rocks up there with like
Urban
7
City,
pieces
bro.
of trash. What's this one?
Hey, could you do me a favor real quick? No questions asked? Yeah, sure. What's up? Okay, awesome, sweet. Is that a fucking sword? Just fucking.
Did you hear the joke? Or are you too
Yeah, but they're
focused on
just
the sword?
fucking.
No. He was like, can you do me a favor? No questions asked. He's like, is that a sword? He's like, what did I just fucking say? Because he asked a question. I don't know why I saved this video, but it's a guy in a leather mask eating a lollipop.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it just seems like good vibes. Oh. Yeah, it's just, he's called Wet Leather as his character. And he
Wet
just,
leather. Sounds like it'd shave.
yeah, boy, there must be a lot of baby powder in that suit.
Damn, that just turns into a paste if the leather is wet. The weather.
Well, it is wet leather. I just thought this was a really cute picture. This is a picture of a cow with a sunflower head,
Oh.
but I think it's so regal. Like, it makes me afraid.
I think it might be the angle.
But yeah, I definitely wanted, like, if I had another warlock character that I was playing, definitely Cow Prince.
Cow Prince.
Beholden to the Cow Prince.
Do you play much D&D outside of Chronicle at the moment?
No, not at all.
Okay.
It's just Chronicle right now.
I was going to say, because I know you had another group.
Yeah, no, the Soul Knife.
The Soul Knife?
That was the character. That was the subclass I was playing.
Hell yeah.
Rogue Soul Knife, I think it's called. Or maybe it's just the skill that the subclass has. It's like Arcane Rogue or something.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that's...
Oh, fuck me.
What's happened?
Just put red on a place where red was not supposed to go.
Can't believe you've done this.
Oh, fuck, I can't believe you've done this.
Okay. Do you believe in love after love? I can hear feel about myself. Like on Shadow Reel. But I'm too busy to watch it right now, so I'm a dog Lachlan real quick. And just like it, move on.
No. Savage.
Well, Lachlan will see this if he watches our stream.
Well, there you go, Lachlan.
Yeah, the stage has been set. The pieces have been thrown. Actually, no, the dice have been thrown. The pieces have been thrown. The dice have been set.
Alright.
Honey, 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 thrill me, honey, honey.
How we doing time-wise?
Excellent. We've got another 10 minutes.
Oh, shit.
Until we sort of wind it down. So if you need like 15, 20, we can wind it down a little slower.
Yeah?
But yeah, we're just gently strolling into the night. I feel like,
Well, my aim was to get the wings done today, so I think we achieved that.
yeah, it's a bit
But
excellent.
painting minis just takes me fucking ages.
It looks good.
Yeah. That's the aim of the game. I'm gonna clean up some of the bits that I fucked up. This is my perfectionism. Mini painting would probably take me a lot. It would probably be a lot quicker for me if I just did not care as much.
Well, I mean, that's true in all walks of life, I think.
Yeah.
How do you think I get through my assignments so quickly?
The art of not giving a fuck.
Well, you only give a fuck after the assignment's done. So, like, during it, you get it done super quickly. You're like, this is a bad assignment. Here you go. And then they're like, oh,
Thanks.
you're marked lowly. And you're like, dang it, I didn't expect that one. How have we gotten here again? No. Oh my god, I've got a video to show you. I don't know if I've shown you it. So I was trying to do a thing where I set up my ceiling fan.
Okay.
I tied my phone to my ceiling fan. And then I tried to take a video of me dancing underneath it. It's excellent.
Did
I
your
got
phone fall down?
even better. Even better. Let me. Okay. Sorry, stream. This one's mostly for Holly, but that's okay. You know. Deal with it. Where's the videos
Deal
folder?
with it.
That's homework. It's all the people. Instagram, Twitter. I got one TikTok video saved of Charlie D'Amelio. I have no idea why. No, actually I do. I can't remember who was talking to me about Charlie D'Amelio, but I was like, oh, lol, I'll post it on my story. And they're like, why? I was like, funny.
And I go, okay. And then I got a bunch of questions from random people being like, why did you post Charlie D'Amelio?
Why would you do this? Right. I'm doing pretty well here, I think.
What is this?
This is gum chewing take
1. Oh. What is this?
Is this you?
This is me.
What the fuck?
Scum chewing.
101. Hell yeah.
No, that was gum chewing take 1.
Alright, I was gonna say.
So there's
101
multiple.
is
Oh, here's the video. Here's the video.
Recording?
So you gotta watch this. So I turn on the ceiling fan.
I stop boogieing. I don't know how boogieing works, so this might look really awkward. Just pop it out, you know. Just like a...
Oh my god.
It's going quite quick.
It's going.
It hits me directly in the back of the head, and the camera zooms in on the back of my head as it speeds towards me.
It was at this moment, Daniel, back up.
Also, that was the 3rd attempt. The other attempts had the phone wildly fling about the room in various directions. I'm surprised I didn't break a computer screen.
What was it supposed to focus on you? Like, were you supposed to focus the camera on you, or it's supposed to be spinning and you can barely see yourself?
No, so the camera's not meant to move that quickly, so it's like meant to be dangling more, so it just like looks down. Whereas
Right.
as it sort of speeds up, it starts to tilt outwards.
I see.
So I did it on all the different fan settings, and it turns out, okay, so you've got a fan that goes from 1 to 3, which is the highest setting.
3.
That's what I thought. No, 1 is the
Well, it
highest.
depends on which way you're turning it.
It's a circle, so you can turn it either way.
Right, okay.
So that's what's real confusing. So I thought, of course, 3 is the highest one. That must be like the most speedy. Put it on 1 for the first attempt. Just flung it straight across.
Holy
Just
shit.
really just threw it into a wall.
Was nobody concerned in the house that this is like...
I didn't tell anyone.
Alright.
I was meant to be studying at that point, so I was really just procrastinating hardcore.
I see. Incredible.
And so yeah, that's what I ended up doing. The bottom of the wing looks really good there, where the colours meet in that gradient.
Yeah, thank you. I was thinking that myself.
Like the top gradient, you sort of lose it out a bit, as
What is that?
like this edge gradient is sort of, the gradient's so gradual I don't notice as much, but the gradient like at the very base of the wing where I'm like, oh, red, green, blue, it pops so
Yeah,
well.
it looks awesome, doesn't it? Pretty impressed with that.
Honey, honey, it's
I'll
another
take
ABBA
it.
song that I've got stuck in my head.
ABBA's just so good though.
But
You just have to have ABBA stuck in your head
I
though.
hadn't listened to it in years.
I've missed out some of the sections here, so I'm just going to fill those in. Then I'll take a picture of the base coat, and then we can maybe not start dry brushing. I might not have time. But
Yeah, I don't think there'll be time today, sorry.
no, that's fine. I might not have time. So I'll probably get this done later on. But I'm pretty happy with that.
Yeah, this is technically the first episode of Critical Idiocy as well.
There you go.
Yeah.
Guys, if you'd like to see more Critical Idiocy, you're going to get it anyway.
Follow, like, and subscribe.
Follow, but you're going to get it anyway, so, you know.
Follow
Sorry
us
about that.
home in the deepness of night, but only if you've got the gift of more painted minis, and only if you're good at painting minis. we know the quality control out here. If you come to us with a badly painted mini in the dead of night,
I'll kill you. Don't do it, bitch.
them's the rules. So if you think you're good enough,
They'll be nicer to you, but I'll kill you.
I'll just beat up your family.
Straight up death from me.
Yeah. So them's the rules.
Death,
If you think
taxes, and mini painting.
you're good enough, But beware, there is a very heavy burden and risk that comes with each arrival. That could be death.
Thoughts? Final thoughts?
Excellent. I really love it.
Yeah, I
It's
think
coming
that's
out
good.
of its shell.
Yeah, I'm gonna be to be fair, you could just leave it like this and you wouldn't even need to do highlights really. You could also
I thought you meant the whole Sphinx, and I was like, wow,
no,
the grey Sphinx with the rainbow wings. That's got like a real symbolism to it.
I will be painting the Sphinx as well, but I figured I would focus on the wing because that's probably more exciting than me struggling like this to paint
Do you think?
the face.
Do you think when a Sphinx is trying not to go to the bathroom too soon, they have to really keep clenched their sphincter? Sphincter? Sphinxter?
I have nothing to say. I don't even know where to begin.
Probably the mouth. Good old digestive tract. You ever heard of the hoops of nephron? It's a little tube in your kidney, but it's got the most badass name.
That does.
Loops
Where
of
does that come
nephron.
from?
I don't know. I think it's an entomology thing because people who work on kidneys are called nephrologists. Nephrologists,
yeah.
sorry.
That's awesome. That's one of those titles that you're like, I can
Yeah.
see why people would want to be a doctor for that.
Oh, do you want to hear my fun fact about kidneys? Do
Yeah.
you know about kidney transplants? Have I told you about this?
No.
So in a kidney transplant, they don't take out the previous kidneys. They just put new ones in. And the world record holder for the most amount of kidneys currently has 7.
Why don't they take out?
The kidney?
Yeah.
They just don't mess with it. Like if you can avoid messing with the system, just don't. So like you just keep it in there. I don't know, maybe it's got something to do with the immune system or something. But yeah, I think it's like if you don't have to touch it, don't touch it. You could mess it up and kill a person.
I mean, it makes sense. Makes
Um,
sense to just leave things like that as is.
So if you've got more room in there, they just stuff another kidney in. And yeah, current world record holder, 12. I'm 7.
I was about to say 12. We go for 12. Hell yeah.
They just had a baby. 'Cause-
With 12 kidneys.
yeah, every
You can
time.
imagine it just carries down. It
Yeah. So
multiplies.
each parent has 1 kidney, so a child has 2. It's like genes. You give off an XY. So if you've got 7 kidneys and 7 kidneys, actually, the second
That would be 14.
his wife
Oh no, 7 and 7, 49.
is.
If you're multiplying by
Oh, we're
each other.
multiplying. We're not adding. Oh
If
my
you're
god.
multiplying by each other.
Well,
Because one. Oh, no.
his wife is also like a significant kidney transplant recipient. Yeah, recipient. I don't think she has the 7 because that's
That's a world record.
Yeah, but I think she's got like 3 or something. And it's like maybe she's got more.
So
like
the child would have 10?
Yeah.
10 or 11. Nice.
That's a lot of kidneys for one child. That's a distended abdomen.
Yeah. They could theoretically just.
What are you suggesting? Keep going.
I
Keep
was
going.
gonna say they could theoretically just.
Sell the baby for like tons of organ money. Like the baby
It's
only
like
needs
an organ
one.
farm. No, I was gonna say they could drink so much poison.
Well,
They could just basically eat a light bulb.
I don't think the issue with light bulbs is to do with the kidney.
Why? What makes you say that?
I think it's the lacerations that come
Are you
from all the
sure?
glass.
What if it's just eating the actual bulb part of a light bulb?
No, I think like do you know the king that like his dad died of poison stuff? His dad was poisoned to death, so he's like, I'm gonna like microdose on all these poisons and just become immune to them.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like an English king, or was it French?
It was somewhere around that area, but if you've heard of the legend, that's good enough for me. Look it up. Oh
So-
wait, I know what to do.
Theoretically,
Look it up.
look it up right now. Do it.
Holly will kill you.
I'll kill you and then I'll eat a light bulb.
Don't you fucking dare make her.
Yeah, don't make me eat a light bulb. You don't wanna catch these hands. You don't wanna see me on fucking traveling at light speed.
Light speed, light bulbs. That's how they do it. You ever... Okay.
What is it like? Kill bitches, eat light bulbs. Get money.
Hey, if you're ever wondering, Twitch chat, anyone on the internet, if you want to run faster, have a light bulb in your mouth. You got light speed.
That's how you power it. You know, just running.
Yeah, you know that. Did you ever get that tip during like cross countries and stuff, where they would be like, drink a lot of water beforehand, so you have to pee, and then you want to finish the race more badly.
No.
Yeah, I always got that tip, like
Why?
from
Who-
3 different
from
people.
who?
One of the teachers, a random kid, and like someone from the upper year levels. He was in my year level.
By the way, this random child just comes up.
Drink more, and you'll need to pee.
Who's this fucking leprechaun? It's like a 10-year-old.
But yeah, they would all be like, yeah, drink more, so you need to pee, and then you want to finish the race better. I don't know, maybe I look like someone. They're like, yeah, this guy pees. This kid
Oh my god.
kidneys the size of fists. Yeah,
Multiple kidneys.
yeah, I've got 6. I was so sad when they gave him the 7th. When that child comes out with 10, what am I gonna do then? Nice tragedy.
Kill bitches, eat light bulbs.
And that's the moral of
Get
today's
money.
stream.
Win a life.
Eat more light bulbs.
Yeah,
See-
feed your light bulb addiction.
Capitalism is the beast that eats itself. Capitalism creates light bulb. Capitalist eats light bulb.
Oh my god. I'm just thinking, like, we have gone through so many different
This is the
Topics
clip
of
that's going to
discussion.
get put up.
eat light bulbs.
Yeah, this is the clip that's going to get put to the... Like, this clip or maybe the emu one.
Bombing emus.
That's going to
We've
be...
gone from bombing emus to eating light bulbs.
That's critical idiocy. This is now a channel trailer.
There's so many facets to our personalities.
If you ever wondered how to eat a light bulb and bomb an emu and win, we've got answers for you.
Bomb an emu and win.
There's a situation
I was
where you
ready-
bomb an emu and
and you
lose.
The
We didn't
emu
use the
knows.
big enough bomb. From
The
the
emu knows.
from the dusty remains of the ground comes this iron emu, Terminator style, flesh peeled back, red eye pulsating
Oh my god, that's how cassowaries hear your heartbeat.
because of emus.
They're term. There you go.
That's why you should come watch Critical Idiocy.
Yeah, we eat light bulbs.
Don't make me throw up
I
again.
was about to say, this is an inopportune timing.
Okay, well, we've got... Okay. Do you want to go for 30 more seconds?
Yeah.
Okay, we're going to go till 29 minutes, everyone. Well, 3 hours and 29
I was
minutes.
about to say, this has only been 29 minutes. It's the longest 29
About a
minutes
half
of my-
hour that we've been streaming.
Oh yeah, you know, just cash. Why 29? Why not full rounded out at 30?
I feel like that's really annoying to people. That's like slight aggression that I really get off on. We've got
You
5
get off-
seconds.
You get off on the aggression?
3, 2, goodbye everyone.